Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ultimate Moves. It's the 2017 edition where two teams of super grandmasters plus four amateurs will go at it with their best chess moves and also their best trash talking. It should be a whole lot of fun. We're going to take it now to the studio with Jen, Yaz, and Christian.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Shahadi, and I'm here with Grandmaster Yasser Sarawan. And after 3 weeks of the Summer of Chess, we are ready to have some fun here at Ultimate Moves.
Absolutely. It's party time as Team Rex takes on Team Randy in a very unique format where trash talking is not only allowed, it's encouraged. Let's take a look at our team and our formats.
Well, let's start with the format. We are going to be featuring the top players in the world in this fast time control. We've been used to that in St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. This one's going to be Game 5 with a 5-second increment, and that increment is important. We had been using the delay, but in this case, after 5 moves, the teams rotate players. So you need a little time just to get into the chair, Yaz.
Exactly. And 6 games of Game 5, and they'll be starting every 20 minutes. They'll start at 3, 3:20 will be the second round, and so forth.
And let's take a look at the teams. But first, who is Rex Sinquefield? Well, for those of you who are just joining, he is, of course, the president and the founder of the St. Louis Chess Club, the best chess club in the United States, which has made St. Louis the capital of chess in America.
Absolutely. And Rex and Jeannie have done great work. And Randy, of course, is his son, the owner of Spectrum Studios, who brings you this great production.
That's right. So it's so fun to have both of them. And if you saw in the shot with Maurice, there is a young blonde boy in the background peering over. That's Logan Sinquefield, who will also be participating in the Ultimate Moves Clash.
Right, grandson of Rex. But now let's take a look at the teams. Team Rex.
Team Rex. We've got Rex Sinquefield, and this man knows how to pick them. He's got Levon Aronian, the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz champion, as well as Hikaru Nakamura, Blitz legend, as well as Sergei Karyakin. We saw him go on a tear, 9 out of 10 in Blitz. Jan Nepomniachtchi and Linier Dominguez, also Blitz legends. And finally, the wild card, John Urschel. And John, we are happy to have with us. He is a retired NFL lineman as well as an MIT PhD candidate, and he's also an avid chess player.
Not a bad wild card choice at all. Good.
And meanwhile, on Team Randy, we also have a formidable squad, including Fabiano Caruana, the St. Louis local here, Gary Kasparov, that's a name we are really excited to see all week, Vishy Anand, 5-time world champ, as well as David Navarra-Liemle, who both impressed us with their blitz in this event, and Rachel Lee, the wild card for Team Randy. Rachel is extremely impressive. She's only 7 years old. You might recognize the name because she's the sister of Grandmaster Wufeng Li, who played in the Master of the Millennials. And she's also almost 1,800 now in her U.S. chess rating, and rising every day.
Wow. Talk about the cuteness factor. Team Rex has the physical intimidation factor.
Well, speaking of the cuteness factor, here he is, Logan Sinquefield, ready to make the first move, I believe, for his daddy, Randy's. And Christian, who's your pick on these teams?
Well, first of all, I'm just very excited. This is my first Ultimate Moves experience. I haven't even watched a single Ultimate Moves, but right now I'm a part of it. I'm very, very excited. I see a little bit disbalance between the two teams. I have a feeling Team Rex is going to dominate quite heavily because they have John Urschel, who is an avid chess player and actually a very good chess player. We were solving some studies a few nights back, and they have the best trash talkers in the business. They have Levon Aronian, they have Nakamura, and John Urschel will be the bodyguard. So I think Levon Aronian will be able to expose his trash talk and not be afraid of other people just like punching him. Let's go to Maurice.
And we are with the man himself, Rex Sinquefield. Rex, you've done this now 3 times. What can we expect in the 4th edition that's going to be better than the last?
If I may quote the great Maurice Ashley, there's going to be blood on the floor, man. This is Ali against Norton.
Does it get even more contentious every year playing against your son? I know that you get to trash talk the entire year, whoever wins.
It's hard to do it, but you know what I'm amazed is some of the guys from the other team have actually shown up. I figured they would just quit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it should be a ton of fun as Rex and Randy have this running feud. We'll see what happens in just a few minutes.
I like that. The intimidation factor already sets in. John Urschel, presence at the board, has kept some of Randy's teams at bay. Terrible.
Well, I think Rachel's pretty intimidating as well, but Rex Sinquefield is also my student, and so got to be rooting for him in this contest. Although it's always fun to see that it's close, you know. And we've got Maurice back in the boardroom.
We have Randy Sinquefield, the son of Rex Sinquefield. Randy, every year it's the same thing. It's Rex talking trash, and you wanted to bring it to him. What do you feel about this year's contest?
I feel pretty good. I beat him on an online game recently, and that's the first time, that's the 8th time I've beaten him like in my entire life. So he's kind of hurt, and I'm feeling pretty good. We'll see what happens.
I see the young Logan. You're bringing him up for the future trash talkers. Does he have some skills too?
Yeah, Logan won 2nd place in the city tournament, so he's an up-and-coming chess player, and hopefully our Sinquefield legacy. And he's here to make the honorary first move today.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your chances today, Randy Sinquefield and Rex. It's so much fun. Tell me, your trash talking, is it going to get worse this year?
My dad does all the trash talking. I try to keep it civil and focus on the moves. Try to make ultimate moves and let him make the ultimate blunders.
All right, Joe Cool, you got here Randy Sinquefield. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Maurice. Jennifer, I think you're in a conflict of interest here. Wait a minute. If he's your student, you're rooting for him. I'm going to have to be really pro-Randy in this case.
All right. Well, I'm just rooting for some fun and some good games as we see the star-studded boardroom there. I saw Kativ Abrahamian's bright purple hair. I saw Dr. Jeannie Sinquefield, who, of course, along with Rex, founded this gem here in the Central West in the St. Louis Chess Club.
There's Alejandro Ramirez.
Alejandro Ramirez and Michael Kordakovsky also. I can spot them out.
I saw, and there we have it from Team Rex.
I'm telling you guys, Leveronian is the trash talker. John is the bodyguard. Nobody's gonna trash talk Leveronian back.
Well, Rachel might.
Yeah, don't underestimate the cuteness factor. That's really big in these ultimate moves.
And Jan Nepomniachtchi, it looks like Levon and John are getting comfortable. Like, the important thing here for the grandmasters is to make sure that the amateurs feel comfortable. They don't feel too stressed out that they're going to be hated if they make a bad move. Because I'm going to tell you one thing: bad moves will be played.
Yes,
this is a 5-minute game.
Oh, absolutely. And there you see two great legends, Vishy and Gary, as people getting ready, and Rachel. Let's go to Maurice.
It looks like.
And we've got young Rachel Lee, the sister of Grandmaster Ruifeng Lee. Rachel is a 1700 player. Rachel, are you excited about this game?
1700.
What are you?
1800.
Make that 1800. She's already contentious here. Rachel, what do you feel about being able to play with all these great players?
Oh, I think we'll win, of course, because I can open position, and then they get open.
Wow. Rachel, tell us, you're playing with Team Randy. Do you think Rex stands a chance? I hear you beat Rex all the time.
I don't think so.
You don't think they have a chance?
No.
None at all. Confident young lady here. She's bringing it. Guys?
Thank you, Maurice.
Wow.
Oh boy, I can't. It's party time here in St. Louis. Look, we've had 3 weeks of combative elite chess, and now it's time just to let it all flow and get all of the stresses and tensions out of these tournaments. So we're going to just have a good time today.
Don't call her 1700.
But don't call Rachel 1700. She will get
Mrs. 1800.
Miss 1800.
And it looks like Logan's going to be playing the first move for Randy. Rex Sinquefield shaking a hand at, I think, one of his foes there. We'll identify that man quite soon. I see Lenier Dominguez in the background.
I think that was Kariaki.
And again, just to remind everybody what's going to happen is Randy and Rex are each going to make the first 5 moves, and then they'll rotate in one of their teammates, and they'll be grandmasters facing off against each other for 5 moves at a time until we come to the wild cards. And then the whole cycle will repeat if the game is still progress.
That's right. So the key thing is these first 5 moves I mean, Randy and Rex play a lot, and I think these first 5 moves are going to be totally solid unless somebody pulls some kind of crazy opening surprise.
King's Gambit.
But then after that, it's going to get really wet and wild around move 30, because that's when the amateurs are going to sub in. And let's go up to Maurice Ashley with John Urschel.
And we are with former NFL lineman John Urschel, who will be playing on Rex's team?
Team Rex.
Ooh, Team Rex. Now, we had little Rachel Lee on the other side. Rachel has been trash talking. She said, you guys don't stand a chance. You'll be going up against Rachel. What are your feelings about that?
I feel like when you're playing a 7-year-old, it's a lose-lose.
How so?
Well, she can trash talk me. I'm not sure. You know, you trash talk a 7-year-old, there's some problems there.
Are you trying to say you're going to just lose this competition?
No, I'm saying I'm going to win, but, you know, we're winning with class.
All right, well, this guy, he's the muscle. If anything bad happens, yeah, he's going to take somebody down. A big man right here, but he's got to bring the big moves. Well, we are about to start this competition. Everyone's all set. Rex is in place. Randy's in place. We've got the team of GMs looking very dapper. Most of them looking like they got their suits on. Some very relaxed. This is the event that has culminated after a great summer of chess here in St. Louis. So we're about to start. Let's get everything started with our arbiter, Chris Bird.
Okay, folks, can I have everyone's attention, please? Just really quickly. Thank you. First thing I'd like to say is, Rex, you were a little late for the drawing of lots here, so we actually drew colors, and Randy got white in the first game. Don't worry, we're playing 6 games, so you'll get 3 whites as well. So
I like winning with black.
it's okay. We have, over here we have Team Rex, everybody to the right of Levon, and over here we have Team Randy, everybody to the left. How this is going to work, it's very simple. 5 moves. After 5 moves, I'll tell you to switch. And then my 2 assistant arbiters, who are now team managers, will bring up the next person, let them know who it is who's next, and they'll come on and switch out. So there's a specific order for each round, and the team managers will be in charge of that. A couple of quick rules. We're playing regular chess rules, FIDE rules, so illegal move does lose.
Why do you look at me?
Just. Hi. An illegal pawn promotion will lose. Touch move. If you touch it and it can legally move, yes, you have to move it.
You do have to move it.
Yes. Okay. Okay. One other quick rule that we have: trash talking is allowed, but you cannot give any hints and talk about specific moves. Okay. So you can trash talk all you'd like, but no talking about specific moves. You can obviously stand up and watch the game. You can see the game on the screen. And I think with that being said, I think we're going to have Logan make our ceremonial first move. I'll pass it back to Maurice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chris. All right, Logan is going to make the ceremonial first move. Trash talking is not only allowed, it's required. As a matter of fact, Tony Rich said he's going to fine anyone who doesn't trash talk. So the players better bring it now. Well, the move about to begin. And Chris, Logan, it's on you.
Okay, Logan, can you do me a favor and just get yourself ready here so that when Rex here starts, you're ready to move, okay?
Take your time.
All right. Logan, a good player, learning from his dad as the generation continues. And there it is, the first move of Ultimate Moves. And the games have begun.
Sicilian. Oh, you trained Rex well with his accelerated dragon, Jennifer.
And he's going for Maroxy, is Randy. Ooh, he did not. He's playing a more passive Rude, and I think that the black Team Rex is going to be happy when it switches back to them.
Yes.
This is going to lead to a close game.
And here we have Fabiano Caruana on Team Randy and Levon Aronian, our St. Louis Rapid and Blitz champion, subbing in. And it's going to be until move 31 through 35 until we get the amateurs back in. So a lot of grandmaster moves. Fasten your seatbelts. This is where the game's going to get hairy.
Exactly. And the players are playing very, very quickly a dragon because it's game 5 with 5-second increments.
So white will have to focus on the king side, I would say. Knight h2 or maybe knight e1, knight c2, knight e3. and then f4, and black is just going to try to expand on the queen side.
Yeah, it's very awkward for white with the knight on f3. It's definitely blocking the f-pawn from advancing. So.
And the pawn is not on e5. That's okay. We're switching some players.
Gary the man.
Kasparov comes in.
And look at Gary, he's having fun. That's something that we like to see.
Big smile by Gary.
And a big square.
And a big square. And Hikaru switches in.
This is Team Rex. It's got Hikaru and Nakamura. Hikaru versus Gary. That's a beautiful match.
Talk about pulling out your big guns early.
And up to Maurice with some thoughts.
And we're with Fabiano Caruana, who has made the first 5 moves for the GMs. Fabi, how do you feel about your opening so far?
Could be better, but it looks good enough. Gary seems pretty confident.
Levon seemed very confident, as a matter of fact. You know, he just won the Rapid and Blitz. He looks like he's on top of the world right now. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I can tell from his moves. They were all extremely strong.
All right, we'll take it back down to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Maurice.
That's very sportsmanlike. Levon's on Rex's team, and Fabiano, of course, is on Randy's team. But I think John Urschel said it best. You don't win by trash-talking a 7-year-old. I think we need a coffee mug with that aphorism on it. But what about the position? Do you think White's game has improved a little bit? Looks like Gary's got a little plan here.
Well, he's just played the move a2, a3. We see this big trade of the knight, the bishop, for the knight on the d4 square. So double pawns in the center.
Okay, b5, very good move.
Knight c6 is on the board.
We also have a b5 on the board.
It's smart for Hikaru to play so quickly. I think Rex did a good job picking his GMs, because then that way when the amateurs come in, they're going to have more time.
Now the c5 opens up, and who has the advantage on the c5? That's the question.
And Maurice with Levon himself.
We are with the winner of the St. Louis and Rapid and Blitz himself, a man about to get married in a little over a month. Levon, how do you feel about the position right now for your team?
Well, I think we have a positional advantage, and you know, I was trying to not to play the best moves, but I just can't help it. Comes automatically, like a flow. So I like our position.
You think your team is going to carry it to the finish line?
Well, I did my part, so it all is now in their hands, and they're experienced players, and I put my trust in them.
All right, heavy trust. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Maurice. Like that. The moves just flow for Levon as he has won, of course, the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. And there's Vishy Anand departing, making room for David Navarra.
Look at that smile. These guys are having fun today.
Exactly.
He's looking very presentable today. Yeah, he's very sharp.
Yeah.
He's ready to make some ultimate moves, that's for sure.
Ultimate outfits here.
The first retreat.
Wait, who do we have in the seat? Who do we have
with
in
knight e7?
Oh, we've got Jan Nepomniachtchi.
Yeah.
And it looks like a well-played game by both sides so far, Yaz, with both of them claiming their space, but still kind of like black with that nice little d4 rock in the throat.
Exactly.
I'm afraid Jan will be actually detrimental to his team. I played with him Bughouse last night, and I was on the same team, and he was actually trash-talking me.
Yeah, and he's your partner.
As my partner, and I've seen him talking to Levon, telling him how he should have done things a certain way. So I'm not sure. That might be detrimental to the team's
Look at that E3 square.
Huge, juicy-looking E3 square for the knight. The knight gets that there. That'll be worth a rook. Oh, that'll be a powerful, powerful piece.
What is the knight doing on G5? Is he trying to
That is a
checkmate?
big question.
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
Okay, we have some trades on the C file now. Things
like
heating up.
It looks like a massive trades on the C file indeed. Jan trying to keep pieces on the board by capturing with the bishop instead of the rook.
Yeah, and he's done that.
And,
Let's
and
go
we have
over to
Maurice with an interview.
We're with Gary Kasparov. Gary, you made your comeback. You were in control of your own destiny. Now you're not in control. You only get to make 5 moves. What do you feel about the position right now?
This is so sharp, so we didn't have a good opening. I have to blame Randy for, giving us a very hard time. That's considering the lousy position after the first 5 moves, we're probably okay, but we didn't have an advantage. Now it's a very sharp game, and definitely the game will be decided by a little girl.
you got to put your hands in the 7-year-old girl. How do you feel about that right now? She's a pretty strong player.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
All right, guys.
Find out we will if we have Liam Lee at the board with the white side against Lanier Dominguez. And Gary expressing dissatisfaction about the opening, but he thinks that his team has fought back into their way into the game.
I have a question. The knight was on g5 previously. Wouldn't queen takes c8 have worked?
Well,
with the knight on g5?
Yeah, they were setting up for that, but I think that it got booted back by h7, h6.
So queen to a7.
Attacking the a3 pawn.
Wasn't the queen on a6?
It was on b6.
b6, okay.
B6.
So queen, so that white has control over the c file, but what to do with it? Does queen c7?
c7? Yes, queen
but
c7.
Is
queen
it
takes a3. Okay.
too greedy to take on a3? It seems like we can go for it. It's nice that we have that h7 square for the king, so we never have to worry about like some kind of queen c8 tactic.
So queen takes a3, knight e5. Knight e5 is on white's agenda as Liam is looking to press on the g6 pawn.
And that gives very good practical chances, especially when the amateurs sub in.
He did take the pawn. He did take the pawn.
That's dangerous.
Queen takes a3 was played.
Queen takes a3.
Was played.
Now, because of the threat to the d3 pawn, we got to protect that guy. We'll put the knight in the center of the board with the move knight e5, and everybody is enthralled.
But this is tough to play from the amateur point of view. So I'm starting to like white, even though the position might be okay for black. But in a couple of moves, John Urschel and Rachel Lee are subbing in. Rachel with white. This favors the attacking
Here we go.
player.
Yeah, knight e5, king h7, very quickly played by Dominguez. He's protecting the pawn on g6. But when they turn it over to the wild cards, what's going to happen, Christian?
Well, I take John Urschel every day because, again, I trained him. I trained him like a couple of nights ago. We did puzzles, very difficult puzzles, and he was finding them.
He was solving those difficult...
My faith is with Team Rex and John Urschel
Well, it's hard to get
beat
more...
the 7-year-old.
It's hard to get more pieces into the attack, isn't it, Yasser?
I'm looking at a really sharp line that begins g4.
G4, yes.
Knight e3 or maybe knight h4, not sure. But then you got to go queen e7, right? Because you're absolutely right, Jen. You got to get that rook on c1 into the game with rook c7.
And here it is. Rachel Lee has entered the fray after the solid move king h2 has just been played.
And Lanier facing the 7-year-old.
I have to admit, she's intimidating.
Yeah, she's
very
serious.
I'm telling you, the cuteness factor.
Game face caused even Vishiana to take a snapshot of his formidable teammate.
Ooh, a pawn has been captured.
Pawn number 2.
Queen takes b4. So
and here's John Urschel. John Urschel's at it. And look at this image. John Urschel versus the 7-year-old whiz kid.
It's a lose-lose situation for John. He knows it.
Now, one thing I would be afraid is the pressure John is feeling right now. But I have a feeling he's used to that because of his NFL former career.
Oh, I think he knows how to handle the pressure. But of course, he's not used to facing.
But when you're facing a 7-year-old,
Rachel's size and brain power.
King h2. I thought it was absolutely vital that that move g3, g4 be played for Team Randy. And
Queen c5.
Offering a trade of queens, even though it's a couple of pawns behind in the position.
Not a good idea, yes.
Well, the queen wasn't really doing much on that side.
She couldn't find a way to increase her attack.
Yeah, that was why I thought g4 and queen e7 was such a critical maneuver. Maybe this was best play by Rachel.
Trying to get the b5 pawn? Because
yeah,
after
exactly.
queen c5, rook c5, you
now,
can't really defend the b5 pawn.
Right, and I can't
Except
see
with
the
bishop
clock
a6.
so well. There you got it.
Except with bishop a6, but that leads to rook c6.
Yeah.
And up to Maurice.
We've got a 5-time world champion, Vishwanathan Anand Vishy. They're in the hands of some amateurs now. 2 players playing, and it's going to be Randy and Rex. Got to be difficult.
Well, first is John and Rachel, so it's scary because I have no idea what's happening on every move. So, this feeling of free fall, that's kind of where I am now. So, a few moves ago, I liked it. I thought we could get a good attack with g4 and queen e7, but now...
So it's not the amateur's fault, you're saying?
I think we should have given them something clearer.
Well said. It's back to you.
And there we
there
have
was
it.
a trade of queens. Queens came off the board, and Rachel has just played rook a6, posting up.
C6,
pardon me,
indeed.
rook c6, posting up, attacking the bishop on a6, and John has
Good move by
retreated
John.
the
Good
bishop.
move by John. Defending the e6 pawn.
These-
Very important pawn.
Very important.
But
And gotta
he
let
let
go.
go, but now rook c5. She's offering a tacit draw.
Wow.
Yes.
Is John going to capture it? And what are the rules for the draw? John, we need Chris Bird.
Is that a 30-move rule?
No, but why take the knight on e5, then jump with the knight to e3 and prepare your rook
To enter
showing
F2.
up on f2. Yeah.
That would be a big time move. Will he
Is John
find
gonna
it?
play it?
Will he find it? He's intimidated.
Come on,
thinking
John.
of
Little
something else,
Rachel.
and there he
There we have it.
Oh, he did it. Your move.
But he's losing a lot
John's
of
going
time. He's losing a
slowly.
lot of time.
And don't forget, it's
He
Randy
does-
and Rex who are coming up next, and
No.
they need their time too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
no.
doesn't want to mess it up.
Bishop d7. He's going to play bishop d7. Bishop a6.
Bishop back to a6. And Rex and Randy are back in the thick of things. Randy has seen Rachel's move previously, so he's coming in ready to
I hope he's not going to play bishop d7 because that runs into rook c7.
On
Okay,
bishop
bishop c8.
very quickly.
Hey,
And there is a tacit draw offer.
Randy's looking at Rex now. No,
And
No draw.
No draw. Oh, no draw.
but that pawn
Rex
is going to
wants
go
to
after
play
rook
for
to
the win.
b5.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, because then Rex can play the move knight e3.
Knight e3 should come
Yeah.
on the board right now.
Well, I'm thinking bishop a6, guys. Bishop
Looks
a6.
good, too.
If you want to take my pawn on b4, I'll take the pawn on d3.
That looks even better.
Activating the bishop. So big moments here in game one of this 6-game matchup.
But you know what? Randy seems more clock aware than Rex, and Rex is letting his time tick down. I don't know how many. I think he's got 3 more moves to make.
And he has played that move
93.
93.
Okay.
Also good.
Big time move, threatening to come down to the f2 square, what you were mentioning, Christian.
Wow, the amateurs are playing good so far.
Yeah, Randy's got to find the move king g1 to stop that rook from penetrating. If he allows rook f2, that could be devastating.
But then your bishop a6 comes into position.
Oh no, he's taken the pawn, and boy,
Rex immediately.
Rex, he jumped on that moment to play rook f2.
Now wait, guys. What
This-
if knight f4,
Knight f4?
g5,
Yeah.
king g1, and then I just move my rook on the c5
And
most
Randy
knight
has found knight
f4.
f4. Best try.
That's right, but I think g5 is a winner.
There it is.
Look at
Excellent,
Rex.
excellent.
Now the GMs are going to sub in Fabiano Caruana and Levon
Fabiano is
Aronian.
Rex did not want to get up. He said, I got this, I got this.
Fabiano is demoralized. You can see it on his face.
And king g1
And let's see if we can hear Fabi and Levon as the trash talking.
picks up.
He's down. Okay.
You want me to resign?
Jerry said, "You want me to resign?"
Gotta be conservative.
The knight is dropped back, and Team Rex is up a piece in this first game.
I like our chances.
So how many grandmaster moves do we have starting from
But this was something
we're
that
back
Rex,
25,
Rex,
25.
You achieved this.
Something like that.
Five
Should be
grandmasters.
enough.
It was your thing.
Should be enough.
Should be enough unless somebody.
Can't have no shit.
They should be able to make sure the amateurs don't lose on time.
He resigned.
Oh,
Gary
we
resigned.
have a
Gary
victory.
resigned.
Gary
Okay.
has
Victory.
resigned. You know, that was a well-played game, considering.
Yeah, just that last moment with King G1 would have kept the game competitive.
And Maurice with the star of the show.
We're with the happy winner, Rex Sinquefield. Rex, you were responsible for winning that game. You played those devastating moves, knight e3, rook f2, that won the game.
I got lucky. You know, that position was sitting there for a long time, for at least 10 or 12 moves. I kept wondering, why didn't somebody drop the knight in among their pieces? And so I did. You know, I figured, well, they thought it was a bad idea, so I'll try it. And it worked.
And it did work. David Navarro said it's not nice to beat your children. What do you feel about that?
You know, on that, I am unambiguously ambiguous.
All right, victory has been achieved by Rex's team. They're up 1-0. Game 2 will start in a few minutes.
I love that.
Thank you, Maurice.
Well put, Rex. I saw that one of Gary Kasparov's favorite quotes is, "Why not you?" So nobody's playing 93. Why not me?
Why not me? There we go.
And let's take a look at the standings. Well, we know
game 1. We know the result.
that's right. These fabulous photos here by Spectrum Studios. We've got 1 point for Team Rex and 0 for Team Randy. But I think this is going to be a really tight match, guys.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why not?
I think this is going to be a sweep.
No.
We're bringing the broom. For sure.
Oh, no.
Bringing the broom.
No. I'll bet against that.
And actually, I was looking at this position after Bishop A6. I think Rook C6 was this played? Yes, Rook C6 was played. Bishop to C8. And in this position, this knight has to be displaced. The problem is my king is very inactive for the moment. Putting the king on G1 is still not good enough. So you have to play G4 first. Then after knight to E3, I have a feeling right now I'm going to throw in a check. You're going to move your king somewhere, G8 or H8. Let's say here, and now I'm just simply going to take this knight. The problem is your rook cannot move on F2, cannot come to grab this bishop because your bishop on C8 is still under attack. So you have to, if you want to play bishop A6, knight takes C6 just comes on the board, and the position is perfectly fine. I will play king G3. This B pawn is not going anywhere, so I think white would have been just perfectly fine. He has the activity. Black still has a pawn up, but it's not enough. So I think this is where Team Randy lost the match.
And where did the opening go wrong, guys? Because, Gary was very harsh about the opening play of Randy Sinquefield. And, of course, the way Gary is, he is having some fun, but he also takes this very seriously.
Absolutely. It may have been as early as move 2, move 4, not move 2. But when this move D2, D3 was played, he had to play D4 and go into the Maruxi bind positions and play it like that because things went south from here. Let's go up to Maurice for the start of round 2.
We've got game 1 in the books. Went to Team Rex. Team Randy now has to make the comeback. Randy, how do you feel about that first game, and what do you need to do for the second one?
Well, I definitely hurt our team out of the opening. Nerves are getting to me a little bit. It's also about 100 degrees in here, so I just need to calm down, cool down. Got some cold water and make some smart moves this time.
All right, there we go. We're about to start the game.
All right, game 2. Team Rex white this time.
Yeah, that Maruxi bind setup really didn't work. But E4, E5, classical king pawn. This is what the grandmasters have been playing.
B6.
Whoa. B6.
Why is he not taking?
He could have taken the pawn on
And the grandmasters are already like, what are we in for? What are we in for?
Last year, I remember Randy playing the Philidor, and I thought it was actually an excellent choice. This, of course, I don't like nearly as much.
Randy is dropping the pawn out of the opening, but Rex is not capturing that pawn on
he's
E5.
preparing a sneaky attack on that pawn on F7 with bishop C4.
Oh my gosh,
Wait.
this looks like some game of Paul Morphy's.
It looks like we're close to some kind of Legal's mate.
H3
Yes.
would have been interesting, I think. Bishop H5.
Take on E5. Take on E5, a la Paul Morphy.
We still need the knight on C3.
Lanier, he gets to come in and do the honors.
I'm taking the pawn.
Taking the pawn is devastating.
Gary is upset.
Gary is like, I don't want to get in here. Like, are you kidding me? He's facing queen to D5. Oh my gosh.
Gary is very upset.
He's got a busted position right out of the opening. Can he save this nest that Randy has created for him? Oh my gosh.
Look at Gary. What have you done?
Gary would like to take back move D6.
Okay, he's taming the position. He's playing C6, controlling the central squares, potentially knight to D7, next one, bishop E7. Is that the bishop on F8? Yeah, there's still a bishop on F8.
Bishop on F8.
And still a king on E8.
Ooh.
Now,
and we've got Maurice with Nakamura.
We are with Hikaru Nakamura. Needless to say, this last line was a little unconventional by Randy. What are your thoughts about this opening right now?
Randy's opening wasn't that conventional, but it's awesome to see the look on Gary's face. I don't think he's ever looked at this opening before, so it's great to see.
All right, I'm sure he's never seen it before. We'll see what happens as Gary tries to make the most out of this position.
Thank you, Maurice.
Levon and Vichy.
Levon and Vichy coming in.
What did you say?
I'm very excited.
He's refreshed. He shaved his beard. He's getting ready for marriage. He's definitely in a winning mood. And Gary is just giving all the other players help.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to play under such tremendous pressure.
Everybody watching, will Vichy be able to save this very unpleasant looking position?
Well, he needs to figure out how to castle, right, guys?
Right.
And he's played G6, but that weakness on F7, can we attack it before he's F4? It looks like
Good move, good move.
that attack on F7 is going to be brutal.
But now knight h5. Oh, sorry. Knight h5, queen takes... No, there's no queen on f3. No, what am I talking about? So knight h5 is actually a pretty good move, I think.
Knight h5 to be able to trade on f4. Don't hear enough of the trash talking. What's going on upstairs?
Bishop h6 from
the
Vichy.
The guys are all getting quiet. They're starting to play
This
chess.
position's too bad for Vichy to trash talk. he needs to recover a little first.
Exactly.
He's already in the office. Still in the Rex office.
I like this move actually.
Queen h4 from the bond, hitting the bishop.
Right.
Now,
And Vichy's happy to trade off these dark square bishops.
Ah.
No!
Keeping the bishop on the board. I like that.
Same sacrifice.
Oh, the bishop is coming to
to
d6.
d4, or bishop can come to d4 as well.
I think e takes f4 is basically forced.
He takes f4, bishop d4.
Bishop takes.
Very interested Rex Sinquefield looking at how the grandmasters have taken over the position.
Levon's thinking, do I put my bishop on d4, or instead he's captured on f4, also looks pretty good.
I like to put that bishop on d6 so that you cannot short castle.
Exactly.
But then you can long castle. That's
And
the problem.
Hikaru Nakamura coming in, looking at his position, licking his chops. Very promising position.
I just got access to the engine, guys.
Queen
It's
d8.
completely winning for white. it's the saddest position ever.
He's crying about his game.
Improve my knowledge of the openings. Dreams come true, but not in the way or in the way we wish them.
Pick up on the conversation. Sorry about that. A lot of acoustical problems there.
A lot of spectators indeed, and Nakamura trying to blow the position open with the king and the queen lined up, the king in the center. He's played the move e5.
Looks like a killing shot.
Well,
because when the knight moves, bishop g5.
Where do you put your knight? Yeah.
Exactly. And David Navarro.
Knight h5, I guess, is
feeling
the only
heat.
move.
And Maurice with Liam Le.
We're with Lim Lee, who played in the event, had a good result, solid result in St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. This opening is not looking too great for you guys.
Yeah, it's a difficult position, but I think we still have some chances, so we'll see.
Are you trying to keep spirits up? We know you're going to have to go in next.
No, for sure, we are not lost here. We can still hold on for a while, I think.
All right, we'll see whether or not they can survive this position.
Them fighting words doesn't look like it to me. And what has David played? He's played knight to d5, posting up in the center.
But can they survive until the amateurs sub in? That's the question, Yash. Because then there
Right.
could become some mistakes.
Well, what if I just take on d5, knight takes d5, c takes
By
d5?
the way,
Well,
bishop
knight takes d5, queen h4.
Queen c8 had
Knight to
been played.
e4 was played.
Ooh, that's a big time move. Knight d6.
Queen to h6, and now I'm going to put something on f6 after I trade off the knight on d5,
Queen h6.
and it's checkmate.
Queen h6 has been played, and as you mentioned, the threat being bishop takes d5 and knight f6.
That looks brutal to me. I don't see any
How many
any
grandmasters are left before
Too
John?
many.
Too
Maybe-
many.
Hey, maybe knight takes e5 and knight No, it doesn't work. Knight G4.
Because
Knight E5, Knight F6.
yeah, just knight f6. Yeah, that's right.
Correct.
So rook d8 was the choice of Navarra. How does that help?
He's hoping to escape with his king, but I don't see how he's going to do it.
How exactly?
Bishop
takes D5.
D5 looks like a winner.
Yeah, bishop
Plenty
c5.
of time.
Ah, you have Queen C5 and Queen F8. You have to be a
Oh,
little bit careful.
I see. Oh, good one.
So bishop takes D5,
So-
C takes D5. If you go Knight F6,
Yeah, Rachel's not a happy camper. Totally disgusted. What are these grandmasters doing? Messing up her whole day.
Maybe you can just take with the pawn and then play bishop e3. Oh, yeah, that's not so great either. So we have to take a slower approach and just taking bishop d5 and knight f6. Bishop d5 and bishop f6.
that was
wins,
a very tricky,
right?
tricky move.
Just
I would
bishop
say.
takes d5 and bishop f6.
Ah,
This wins.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Because
Sim-
there's no
simple
queen
win. There's no
C5.
Queen C5.
Yeah.
There's no Queen C5.
So
In
what
fact-
is Nakamura sees that in his sleep?
What? He took the rook
Maybe he feels bad.
Why would he?
because that bishop d5, bishop f6 is an easy one. That's
Well,
a
right now
haymaker.
bishop takes D5, rook takes D5, and you cannot defend on D7.
Yeah,
because
that
rook-
wins as
Rook
well.
takes D7 is coming. Actually, Queen F8 is a move there.
Right. Then I'm still kicking him with his
Yeah.
life.
So a little bit more play here. Exactly.
Bishop takes d5, has d5.
Queen F8 is forced, I think.
But instead of queen takes f8 or rook takes d7, we'll just back our queen up.
But what's the trash talking going on upstairs there, Jennifer? Very hard to hear.
Just queen h4 here, right?
Oh, that's a winner. But I'm wondering, has Levon got something to say about it?
I think he's winning in class so far. Well, it's,
Oh, it's Sergey. Sergey just playing with ultra good moves there.
And that Queen on H.
And Liam is recognizing it's over.
well, you got to try. Yeah, I don't know what to try here, guys.
Knight f6 is a winner.
These grandmasters are in very unusual situations. They're not used to being in such bad positions and not resigning. 'Cause
Exactly.
They know that they have to fight on because of the amateur factor.
Right.
So if you go Queen D8, then I'm just going to exchange the queens, and rook takes D7.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's still another
Don't
GM
resign.
beside.
He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play. Don't resign.
He's resigning, I'm afraid.
So Randy needs
Even
to
if you're down a piece, don't resign.
He knows how to
Yeah.
do it. I think he's just getting a little nervous.
I think his combination of e5 and b6 was a mistake. I think his intent had been to play e6 and b6. And he just got a little too excited with his Sergey enjoying the position very much at the expense of his Vietnamese colleague. Queen d8.
Has to be played, otherwise you just get checkmated in no
On
time.
the move,
But
but
just-
knight f6 check is a
Killer.
massive blow.
There's no mate on the back rank, and it looks like the game is going to be.
I think somebody resigned. No?
I think
No?
no.
Jan from the Achi stretching for this battle.
Wait, no, there is a GM.
Rachel, it's okay. You're not going to have to play the position.
I think Jan was actually afraid of Rachel.
Resigning.
Rachel, you didn't do anything wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, snapping off that card. Did you see the glee?
There it is.
Family gets really honest. And it's it's 2-zip. Just like that. Bing bing.
Randy needs to shake it off. Just shake it off because we've seen him playing Ultra moves before.
And he's done a lot better, but he got two really, really bad openings by Randy, and his team could not recover from them.
Yes, indeed. I think especially with black, it's a lot worse if you mess up the opening. And it just goes to show you that when you're playing black, you really got to develop as quickly as possible.
Yes,
Especially
absolutely.
against E4.
Well, I mean, there weren't any very special moments in that game to point out, only that this move B6 was a really bad move, as it hangs the pawn on E5, and Rex did not capture it. He just
But I think
developed his
actually-
pieces. But we have Maurice with Dominguez.
We're with Lanier Dominguez from Cuba. Lanier, these kind of positions you normally don't get in a Grandmaster game. How do you feel to be offered this beautiful position right from jump?
Yeah, it's been very nice. I think they definitely need some opening work. to make it more interesting. So let's hope that they can still give a fight.
All right, 2-0 is going to be a tough comeback, but we'll see what Team Randy can do in the next game.
We have it 2-0. And Team Randy needs to sit down with Randy and say, look, just play the fortress opening. Knight F3, G3, Bishop G2, castles, and get a position. Because in this opening that they had, it was just over, I'm going to say, as early as move 6. Looked like a Paul Morphy game, especially after the combination of Bishop G4 and D6. It was all downhill for Team Randy.
You're right. It has to be a fortress-like position, yes, because then you're going to revolve through the amateurs again. And I think the one weakness I've noticed in Rex's camp, the amateurs take a lot more time. John and Rex, they're thinking much longer than Rachel and Randy.
Of course.
So strategy has to be slow game, and I think Randy can get a point or two here and make the match closer.
Yeah.
But here we've got round 3. Had they had time to coach Randy, we'll find out soon.
Well, I'm telling you, Randy's opening play has been really brutally bad to start these 2 games. And here we go.
All right.
E4, not the best choice. Rex is staying true to his...
So far, so good.
Accelerated dragon. Look at him go.
Rex is confident. He's trying to...
Now, Randy's got to play... Oh,
good move. Good move. I would say this is a very good move. Solid play, Bishop G2, D3, short castle, and then my position is going to be perfectly safe.
But he's got some trash talking.
It's all about momentum. Notice that Rex has 20 seconds more.
And he's playing very confident.
Exactly.
Just castle, Randy. That will be his 5th move. Castle. Come on, guys.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay, so the grandmasters finally have a decent position after it took them to game 3 for Vishy to develop a smile.
And we're pretty sure we're going to see the amateur sub in this game.
Oh yeah.
Because this is going to be a long battle.
Well, we've seen a similar structure in game 1, if I remember
No,
correctly.
except the pawn
was on C4. It's now the pawn is on E5, so it's reversed a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, and I prefer this for black because we get to play for F5, whereas white has a knight on F3. But we've got Maurice with Randy.
Randy Sinquefield with us. Randy, that last game you took it on the chin. How does it feel to have someone like Gary Kasparov criticizing your opening moves?
Yeah, I would call my moves abstract. Definitely. No, I can feel the pressure, and I've got a little nerves. I got to say, I'm looking around. I'm probably the lowest rated player in the room, so I just need to calm down and make solid moves. I think we're in a much better position now. I can definitely tell that my team is a lot happier with it.
Seems like Gary was very happy.
Yeah. So I'm feeling better.
Good. All right. The game continues.
I'm sure Randy forgot about son Logan when he said he's the lowest rated player in the room.
No, actually I gave Logan 1 lesson, and he's not bad. He's around, I would say, 1400. Wow. I don't know what Randy's rating is, though.
Well, Randy's played some amazing games here at Ultimate Moves. He just hasn't found his form in this one. It's very nerve-wracking to play with these elite players, no doubt.
And
I've seen Rex play well today, but he's sometimes slipped in other Ultimate Moves. Just the stakes are so high.
Yeah.
He was also very busy. He was mentioning it the other night, that he was very busy this year. He didn't have a lot of time to train chess, and he feels it. I also feel it whenever I don't train. I feel the pressure. I doubt my moves a little bit more, so I think that's another problem.
And we do have another rotation as David Navarro coming in on the white side against Lanier Dominguez. He's just, Vishy's expanded on the queen side with this idea of A3, C3, B4, and both of white's bishops being fianchettoed. Now it's time to prepare the expansion in the center with D3, D4.
F5 has to come for black, right?
Very quickly, otherwise D3, D4, and it will be white. Ooh, John, Big John.
John is getting ready.
John's trying to understand the position before he gets in. Well played. Where's Rachel? I want to see Rachel doing the same thing. I think that she's probably right behind David doing the same thing. Trying to acquaint herself with the plans of the position before she sits in the chair, in the hot seat.
The hot seat indeed.
And we've got Maurice with Jan, with Karyakin.
We're with World Blitz champion Sergei Karyakin, who had a fantastic result in the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Won 7 games in a row, as a matter of fact. What do you think about the start you guys have had so far?
Well, I'm very happy that we won first two games, and now the only problem is that this position is similar to my game against Carlson, which wasn't great for me. But I hope our team will do better.
You have any pointers for your players, your amateurs in this particular setup? Any suggestions for the amateurs? It looks like Rex looks very strong right now.
Well, I think that Rex is our best player, and in the first game he played fantastically. So I believe in him.
All right, Rex getting the seal of approval from the World Blitz champion.
Thank you, Maurice. I thought you were going to say, as advice for the amateur, Sergey was going to say, don't study my games, because as he mentioned, his match with Magnus.
But he was very accurate in his assessment, because if you remember in game one, Rex was actually opening up the position, played the move knight e3, g5, entered with the rook on f2, so he actually won the game.
Yes.
That's my guy. That's my student.
Yes, indeed.
Attack, attack, attack. But you know what? I'm a little worried about Team Rex right now, because I know that John likes to think, I know Rex likes to think, and we have a 1-minute deficiency on the clock. I think that this game is going to be a lot tighter than the other two, guys.
Well, especially after this move d5. Very interesting things are happening.
That's a very big difference.
Looks like a very nice move, because that knight could come to d4. And Levon understanding bishop g4. Did you do something like
yes, like Gary, like Gary.
Go to diagonal.
You're trying to remind me I'm going to be down and follow.
Exactly. Yes. Nice. Bishop g4. Stopping the knight from moving because of the pin. Queen takes d4. Regaining the pawn looks to be an accurate move, as does bishop takes d4.
Bishop takes d4, chosen by Liam Lake. He did not hang his rook.
Very good, very good. This is progress.
The queen on d1.
Of course, Liam Lake actually played fantastically in this event. That was just like brilliant play, marred by one terrible error against Gary.
D5 would be the ideal if you could recapture on d4 with
There's
the
a lot
knight.
more coming.
Recover with rook. What Liam's doing with this maneuver. He also defended the e5 pawn with rook b3 to e3.
Gary's putting a lot of pressure on his teammates.
Yes.
Is that a good thing or not? I don't think it's a good thing. I think you should encourage them.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to win, and he thinks that this is the way.
When he gives you those mean looks, I mean, I would be very scared.
Oh, and we got the all-American matchup now going on between Hikaru and Fabi. And what moves have we had after the move rook b3? We got rook e8, I believe, and the rook swung across, getting into the center, defending the pawn on e5. And we have Maurice with Nepo.
We're with a former silver medalist of the World Blitz champion, Jan Nepomniachtchi. Jan, you've got 2 points in the books, but this game looks tough.
Yeah, this is definitely more tough. But in the previous game, of course, it's all I could do for the win. I gave it, I sacrificed it. I think I'm the man who made the point.
It seemed like you just had to take a piece and checkmate.
No, it was in-depth calculations.
All right, we got some mystifying comments from right now. Guys, back to you.
Very nice. The trash talking is heating up. But will Team Randy be able to keep up the trash talking after a 2-0 loss?
Well, I think the issue here is time. Fabiano and Naka are certainly taking their time, and I'm not sure how they feel about the decision, considering that the amateurs are coming in just a few moves and are going to be really intimidated and want to take their time. And it looks like Queen d2. On the other hand, there's some argument for making sure you set them up in a position where everything's defended and they're less likely to blunder things under pressure.
Gotcha.
So we still got, 9 moves to make until the amateurs sub in.
I have to admit I like white in this position just because of the space advantage. Due to the pawn on e5, very powerful strong pawn, and he is solidifying with the rooks on the e5.
Well, it's all about that pawn on e5, right? That battle for that pawn, but I'm wondering, can white keep it after this move, rook e8? Because knight takes d4, bishop takes f3, knight takes d4, and queen c7. It's going to put too much firepower against the pawn on e5, and I think
But then
it'll be a draw.
But then you lose your d5 pawn.
Right, and
so just a draw.
Everything will come off. And I don't think Team Randy can afford the luxury of drawing with the white pieces here, Jennifer.
Who do we have next? Who are the next players?
They're actually switching up the order a little bit, Christian, to make sure that the grandmasters don't face always the same guys to make it more interesting.
The managers have done that.
Yeah, that's why we've had a bit of a switch up.
Where's Mike Matheny when you need him?
But have we seen Gary in this game yet? So Gary must be next. I think Gary wants to prep the position for the
Oh,
amateurs.
e6. Oh, big time move, boss move, just thrown on the board. e5, e6 by Fabiano. What does he have in mind, Christian?
Well, absolutely nothing, to be honest. Because after rook takes
something in mind.
After rook takes e6, I think the position is just perfectly fine for black. I think you're losing a pawn.
He's played bishop takes e6.
Now this is
contrarian looking move, to be sure.
It's still
bishop
working,
takes,
but
king takes, and Fabi has unleashed his idea, which was to play b5, and now it's up to Gary Kasparov to
After knight a5. So black played knight a5, and now Gary's squinting at the position.
Yeah, just
where to put the knight? e5 or d4? That's the question.
He smells something, but is it there?
I don't hate this idea for Team Randy, because when the amateurs sub in, any kind of pressure could be very dangerous, Yasser. So having that dark square pressure could be extremely dangerous, and it looks like...
Knight d4 was Gary's choice, but he's allowing the fork knight c4. But there's a disco in the position.
Queen c3.
After queen c3, after knight c4, queen c3, yeah.
Okay, so knight c4, forking queen and rook. And has it been played?
And we've got more Reese with David Navarra.
We're with Czech Grandmaster David Navarra. David, this position is wild. What do you think about White's chances?
I like White's position because I played so many bad games that I'm happy to see a position which looks like this. White has some initiative for the pawn, and it's a promising position now.
Do you think you're going to win?
I hope so, but I don't know. At least we have serious chances.
All right, guys.
Well, David Navarra, no less an authority, saying that he likes this pawn sacrifice by Fabi. After queen c3, where we did see the move king h7, getting out of that discover check.
Knight c6 was a threat
rook
already.
Drop back to e2, bishop d5. But now White can pick up his pawn back by trading everything on e7 and taking on d5.
And we're getting to the 30th move when Rachel and John are about to sub in.
And that's going to be a huge sub.
There we go.
Oh,
there
look at Gary encouraging little Rachel.
This is the big moment, guys.
Yeah, he's got bishop takes. Do we have bishop takes d5 on the board yet?
No, Rachel just the player who comes in with white, because they kind of have to use a few seconds to acquaint themselves.
Exactly.
I'm having fun. I don't think we met. I'm John, by the way.
No handshakes. Big John said. Oh, two thumbs down. Gary Kasparov doesn't like something.
That is not what I want.
He's trying to trash talk that black's going to lose. 2 thumbs down for black.
Really? Okay, that's...
He's helping Rachel with the trash. Putting the pressure as well.
Boy, but look at her face. Is that not the perfect basic concentration? And John is backed up with his knight. He's put his knight on the side of the board, out of play.
I don't like that move.
That is a definite mistake. And can Rachel take a look? Gary is thrilled by the young lady's move. Knight c6.
And fast.
And fast. Oh my, the pressure's on John.
Let's see, John has to be active. Queen e2 would be a good move, I think, in this position.
Is the queen on c3? The queen's on c3, okay.
Queen
e2.
C3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got Maurice with Gary.
We've got a very jubilant Gary Kasparov. Gary, you lost the first couple of games. What do you think about this position?
The position is good. We have more time, and she's very confident. So And unless the Navarro effect happens, we're going to win.
Referring to the game, of course, he lost to David Navarro. Have you got any advice? You pep up your team?
We should look at the concentration. Look at the concentration. She's just one more move, one more move, one more move, one more move, one more move.
Gary Kasparov feeling like Rachel is a champion. He's looking forward to winning this game.
Queen E2, Queen F6 would be quite an answer. Oh no, there's Queen D1 shot.
Queen C7 was played.
And Queen
F6 is on the board.
Rachel is just playing
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, you lost on time.
Rachel saved the day.
Wow.
Rachel takes it home.
Well,
Bravo.
let's go to Maurice because we've got an elated Rachel Lee with Maurice Ashley.
We've got Rachel Lee, who played some dominant moves to finish that off. Rachel, how do you feel? You simply won the game for your team.
Well, I feel like we had like winning chances and feel like excited and happy.
You're intimidated by the fact that you've got an NFL lineman, big guy across from you,
Yeah.
but you still won the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, she's speechless right now as the whole team knows that Rachel took it home. Finally a win for Randy's team. The score is now 2-1.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking. There we have it, the first victory for Team Randy. Coming in round 3. You think trash talking is going to get elevated after this one, Jennifer?
That was fantastic to watch, and you see, I love this because Rachel's going to have a lot of high-pressure situations in these World Youth competitions, but is it ever going to get more high-pressure than Gary looking over your shoulder?
No. Christian, what do you think?
Well, John is just playing passive chess up until this moment, and he showed it with his last 2 moves. The one that just simply lost the game, knight to a5, was the first one. Knight to d6, much better. We're going to eye this pawn on b5. We're going to eye this square on e4. But most importantly, this knight on f5 is going to be a tremendous defender. So knight to d6 would have been much better. Instead of that, he played knight to a5, knight c6, queen to c7 instead of queen to e2, and that was problems all over the board. Let's go to Maurice because he has Big John.
We are with Big John Urschel. John, that was a tough position, and the young lady took it home.
No, she played strong, and man, I felt the heat there. Time was ticking down.
What you got to do to keep up the pressure? Is it getting to you at all, knowing you got to follow behind these fantastic GMs?
No, I mean, it's tough. They're playing good moves, and, sometimes they get us in complicated positions, and, I can't tell, left from right.
All right. Well, the other game has begun. Game 4 now underway. Again, the score is 2-1.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maurice. And this time it looks like Randy's opening is vastly improved from the first 2
Well, let's just put it this
efforts.
way. I'm sure Gary gave him some hints. Some forced hints. If you don't play like this, you're out of the team.
And the first 5 moves. David Navarro is throwing the patties before he even sat down.
They realize now this is a strategy to beat Team Rex.
Get ahead on the clock. And Liam jumping in. Team managers have not got their rosters straight yet.
But how does White have 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock? I'm not.
10 moves, 5-second increment. They played like all their moves pretty instantly.
Did they play 10 moves already? Yeah, they did.
11.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Boy, they just blitzing out these moves.
That's really smart because I actually think, even though Rachel played spectacularly, I do think the grandmasters left with their amateurs with way too little time last round.
Exactly.
They're learning from their mistake this time around.
But that's the nature of the beast in this competition. And because the amateurs are left the last ones, so they're going to have to face the pressure.
Exactly, and Liam did not play Peter Spidler's move, knight e5, d7. He played the conventional bishop b7, so the players are still deep in the bowels of opening theory. Knight d4 on the board. Rook e8. I don't know if Liam's actually familiar with this opening because he's taking more time than did, for example, David Navarro. Just blitzed out his moves.
Very solid position for black, I would say.
Trying to hear some of that background kibitzing from the players, but they don't. We need to mic them up in the future. I think we all have to definitely get one on Levon. especially.
I think f4 is being calculated right now in the position.
I tell you what, I think Gary is very, very pleased that there's no sweeping.
Yes.
That was an important victory. Is it enough to turn the tide?
They left the broom at home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's tough. And also, I think John's going to be a little bit intimidated by that experience against Rachel and might get even worse time pressure this time around.
Girl power.
This could be a close match, guys.
Well, we'll see. It's close to settling if they could, but it's game 4.
Today is okay.
Well, things have definitely slowed down big time. I mean, the clock is 5:44.
Take your time. You got all day. If you think about what it's like to play with 2 minutes on your clock when you're 1600 to 1800,
Jan, you have to play faster, Jan.
It's like the equivalent of a super grandmaster having like 30 seconds on their clock.
Nice.
Or less.
C3 was played
you gotta
on the board.
you gotta give the owner some time.
No way. C3.
C3, that's a very strange move to me.
It seems like a bad move.
Giving the D3 square?
Giving the D3 square.
Maybe C5 as well. Grab more space on the queen side.
A5. And
C5.
Yeah, you can
To
go
attack,
A5
attack
too.
the knight.
Yeah, but yes, Gary asked him why.
That's a
And
good question.
Jan is like, well, I guess why not? You've seen a trade. Who benefits from this opening of the B5?
Definitely one, I would say. Because the rook comes to B1. My pieces are a little bit more aired up, so...
But after bishop F8, Jan was very quick to cover the D3 square with his bishop. He dropped it back and then neared Dominguez, settling with the white pieces, and you see rook B8. Fabiano. This is probably the best position Fabiano's had to play so far. Somehow he always seems to come in with bad timing.
Yeah, like in the second game.
Teams are settling in for what looks to be the best game of the match.
That's right, the closest one so far. And it's all going to be about shifting it over to Rachel and John in about 15 moves. So let's play some fast moves, guys, both games.
For sure.
Well, the thing is, if you make some very small inaccuracies, your position can just deteriorate very, very badly. Strategically, at least. So I think that's what they're trying to be very careful with their options.
Queen D7, I'm not. I didn't like that with Queen D7 one bit. I must say, I thought Knight E5 to D7 to C5 was the most compelling.
And just the flexible H3 from Dominguez.
Also, just
but why not F4? That's my question. Why not F4?
The knight would have been driven to a bad square on G6. F4 was much more to the punch. And the problem is Black wants to play G6, but then he'll have no square for the knight. He'll have to go back to C6. He did play G6. He's not intimidated that after F4, knight to C6, his knight is going to be a little bit offside.
Well, the bishop is also going to find a very nice spot on G7 right now, on the long diagonal.
Agreed.
I'm starting to prefer Black.
A4, A5, it was a very good move, highlighting the mistaken Queen D8, D7 as White is eyeballing an opportunity for Bishop A4. And things have gotten tense in the playing hall. I don't hear a lot of trash talking at all suddenly.
Gary's shaking his head. I mean, the position is not that bad, but somehow there's something that he didn't like.
Well, Queen D7, that knight should be posted on C5, not on the E5 square, hitting the pawn on E4.
And look at Rachel Lee.
And Rachel in the background, they're waiting for her, hungrily waiting for her chance to jump into the fray.
I'm pretty sure she sees the position on the monitor behind her because she looks like she's looking quite intense.
So we have a trade, and now F4. F4 has to come on the board.
Rook takes...
Very nice.
And I think it's time for them to sub out.
This is a big, big move, this move F4, as Black is going to have to allow a devastating pin. Knight C6.
Knight
and
C6.
you know Levon
Bishop
instantly,
A4. Instantly, yes.
Trash talking Levon said, thank you very much. And Gary Kasparov is like, what
He's
are
angry.
we doing?
Yes.
Gary is furious. What have you the teammates done? Why did the queen go on D7 and shouting? Oh, I don't see how he's going to break this pin. This looks like
Wait, Levon is saying something.
Oh my goodness, this is a horrendous pin that Gary Kasparov finds himself in. I almost feel it's losing now. Ooh.
Yeah, Fabi.
Ooh. Maurice with Fabi. Let's go up.
And we've got Fabiano Caruana. Fabi, it looks like you're the butt of the joke right now. Aronian having a good time at your expense.
Yeah, I'm not sure about a few of my moves.
What does it feel like having Gary Kasparov follow up on your moves?
It's actually one of the pleasures of playing so badly that I can I can enjoy Gary's response to this.
Not,
I just need the fans to appreciate them.
we see Gary not too happy right now, but deep in concentration as this game proceeds.
And Gary in pain, wincing horribly. He has no way of getting out of this pin.
And White has a huge threat right now on the board, the move e5, because the knight came to f3, and after d takes e5, knight takes e5, ultimate pressure on the knight on c6, that's going to be game over.
Exactly.
And if you don't take on e5, I'm threatening e6, I'm opening up your king. This is just looking very, very tedious for black.
But Gary,
Devastating.
But if you can just get to move 30, there's always a chance, Gary. But if you run your time down, there's no chance.
I think there is another grandmaster coming after this one.
Yeah, it's true.
He's got 5 moves, and the loss of material seems inevitable at this moment.
Yeah, I hear you.
And the clock is ticking
1
away.
1 minute to 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
This is amazing. What did Fabiano do? He really played like 3 incredibly bad moves. Queen d7, g6, and knight c6, and he's put Gary Kasparov in a devastating situation.
I would say the tipping point was the move bishop to a8. Very passive, allowing the rook trade on b8 and then f4.
I'm not sure I fully understand this move bishop d2, by the way.
And rook e8 played by Gary quickly.
Well, what Levon is trying to do is just pressure him on the clock, I have a feeling. Solidify his position as much as possible and just pressure him on the clock.
Yeah, Levon saw that's why they lost last game, so trying to stay ahead in this game. But e5 seems to still be coming with force.
2 Russians there. You see Jan and Sergei contemplating their chances, talking about what he has to do. And Gary.
Well, actually, Levon just played queen. Did he play? Yeah, he did play queen to b1.
Right, just defending the pawn on e4, saying, Gary, make a move.
I think more importantly, he wants to play queen b1, queen d3, queen takes a6. How are you going to defend the pawn on a6?
But that's why I didn't understand the move bishop d2.
There's simply no moves.
Yeah, but he could have played queen d3
Correct.
right away. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. But now, Gary recognizing his fate has been sealed long before. He has played the move d5, allowing knight e5, and somebody will have to do the honors of resignation, I'm afraid.
Look at him.
Levon
Look at that
just-
pinky hit. And as Caruana said it best, the bonus of playing such bad moves is I get to see Gary's mannerisms.
Bishop takes c6, setting up for that very all-powerful fork on the e5 square. Karu, big smiles.
Plays it before he even sits down in the chair, and he's smiling.
Big smiles. Vishy, I haven't had such a great position against you in a long time. Vishy says, I understand.
So it's not any of the amateurs involved in this game, yes.
No, this is all on Fabi. 5, 4, 3, and quickly giving up the exchange. But this is all she wrote, as knight takes e4 is going to be met by queen b8 check, a devastating back rank check, to which there's no escape.
Queen b8, queen e8, knight takes
c6. Exactly.
Wait.
Well, you do get to play on because
So
the
then
bishop on d2.
then we should take on e4 first. Rook takes e4 first.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most precise.
Yep, that's what Naka's
Rook
thinking.
takes e4 is a pretty one.
Yeah, rook e4, then queen b8, bishop f8, well met by bishop h6.
Exactly.
And
Ooh, he's played queen d8 first.
But can't we just reverse the move order anyway? Oh, I mean, oh, bishop
He
f8
had
could
to
play.
play queen e8, actually. So bishop f8,
Now-
rook takes e4, bishop h6. It both look like
Yeah.
winners to me.
Now Nakamura probably going through his mind, which one gives least chances of blundering for the amateur subbing in two moves.
And look at Rachel.
She's ready.
She's ready.
If you gave her a better position, she'd take it down, guys. But
No, exactly. That's and he has played bishop h6. Uh-oh, does he get one more move? That is to say, does Naka get one more move
Yes.
after queen e8? Because knight takes c6 will be.
Well, you get the bishop on h6 at the end, but I also get the pawn on a6 at the
yeah.
end. And that pawn on the
Knight
a5
takes
should make
c6.
the difference.
And there we go.
Knight
We're
takes-
subbing in Rachel and John, and this is worse than Cole for Christmas, the position that Rachel's receiving.
Cole for Christmas. Oh my! And look at her go. She snapped out that bishop takes h6 move. Boy, she's ready to do her best for her team.
John needs to play fast.
That's
he,
right.
he needs to take the
needs to
pawn,
play
and he's
fast.
done it.
Bishop
That
to
was the
d2.
best
She's going to
move,
play
though.
bishop d2.
Bishop d2.
She played it very quickly.
Rook to
Boy.
d1, very important, I think.
Rook to d1 is a crucial move. John has to realize that he's going to lose the c3 pawn, but he's got to get back that pawn on d5. Will
And
he
more
find it?
importantly, when you take rook takes d5, bishop takes a5 is no longer on the board.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, and he's playing
rook
rook e2.
And he's going to
And
lose the A
Rachel
pawn.
was very, very fast to
Oh,
snap
no.
on c3, but he's taking the pawn on c3.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes.
still
See-
good, but it's a lot harder. Right?
Definitely.
How many moves do we have?
And don't forget, it's Randy and Rex coming in next. But Wu and
Hey, by the way, guys, some real drawing chances.
Absolutely.
After knight c3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, rook and bishop versus. Oh, yeah.
and that's what's happening.
Real drawing chances have
e6.
suddenly appeared.
Let's play e6.
But a lot more moves from Rex just trying to keep the position chill.
What did he do?
He's played King F2.
Very, very logical move. King F8 by Randy. Very logical in turn. And Rex can bring his king to the e4. He's played g4.
That's very
I'm
aggressive.
not sure that that's the best. Ooh, bishop d4 check. I think he had to play king e7, but
King
okay.
f3, king
And he
e7.
has played it. He
King
has played
e4, bring your king to the center.
it. And it's and he's done it. And
But the great
I think Randy could have had his king on e6.
And now we're going to see the grandmaster technique, you guys. The thing that Rachel did that was so fantastic, though, was she actually left Randy with much more time on the clock than he started with.
And that was important, absolutely. And now it's the summer of the ending.
But
Because
unfortunately-
this again, the whole drawing idea for black, very, very critical drawing mechanism is you want to keep your bishop on the long diagonal, control the a1, h8 diagonal. The players, Team Randy's bishop is on the wrong diagonal at present, and e6 was a very good move. Very quickly, David Navarra has dropped back, and the grandmasters are a little bit uncertain of their drawing chances.
Okay, king e5. Let's give black another move.
King e5, then you quickly play h6. Got to quickly play h6. Ooh,
He took on f7. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like allowing the king on the 7th rank.
Okay.
But actually, he's going to have to get back. I think king e5. Now, once again, you don't have moves. You have to withdraw your king or play the move h6.
I have to play h6 so that. Ooh,
G5.
very good move, g5, and that is very, very strong move.
Black's going to have very few moves, and we're going to be able to
And now
come in with
h4.
the king.
Yeah.
Yes, h4.
h4 and the game is over.
And
Oh,
it would be
There it
would be
is.
all the difference in the world if the king were on g8 and the bishop were on a1. Then white has real problems to win that position.
He resigned.
and we did see a resignation with so many grandmasters left
It's
to
a
finish this
Zugzwang.
technique.
You can't move. You can't move. The next turn is going to be king e6.
3
So
points.
Rachel did great to give her team a fighting chance, but it wasn't enough.
No. And we've got more reefs with Rex Sinquefield.
With Rex Sinquefield, as they have at least clinched the draw so far, 3-1 score. Rex, how you feeling?
You know, I just think you mess with the best, you die like the rest. You know.
Those are brutal words. We did see Rachel Lee make a bit of a comeback in the game, but it looks like you were able to seal the deal.
Oh, I got fortunate. Rachel's amazing. She's truly amazing. She's the ringer of this whole group. She's carrying that whole team, you know.
It looks like it's not enough that Rachel sits down. Team Rex up 3-1. What can Team Randy do in the next two games? Well, we'll see you in round 5 coming up soon.
Thank you, guys. And here's where we stand. Jennifer.
Well, we've got 3 wins for Team Rex and just 1 for Team Randy. But, you know, we saw a similar lopsided situation in a couple Ultimate Moves ago, and Randy managed to tie it up 3-3. So, match not over yet. And I think that in the next game, it's all going to be about play fast, play fast, play fast.
Absolutely. Christian.
I'm very pleased with Team Rex's performance. I'm not so pleased with how John is playing so far. He's just making very passive moves. I have to, I mean, I know he's a lineman, but still he has to go for the offensive. And we'll see if he can pull it through. But all the other GMs are helping him a little bit, are giving him comfortable positions. He got a winning position in the last game. When he was under pressure, though, he didn't perform as well. So I think Team Randy has to put John under pressure. That's their winning strategy.
I think they're all playing great considering the pressure of having Gary look over your shoulder. And here we go, Game 5. This is Rex's chance to clinch the match victory. And we're going towards another Sicilian.
And again, somebody has got to tell Randy that his choice against the Accelerated Dragon is not good.
But they won a game with this opening, with G3, Bishop G2, before he played the move C4. That they lost.
Yeah. The C4 and the D3, which was much more passive. At least this retained the flexibility of going for C3, D4,
as we saw
or
in the
C4,
previous
D4.
game. Castles. Let me just get up to date with the F6. So definitely a closed Sicilian appearing on the board, and he didn't play D3, did he? Not as much trash talking as I was hoping for.
You know what I mean?
There's a certain quietness.
They're very competitive, Yasser.
True.
We were talking how this is just going to be all trash talk, all fun. They're not. They're taking this very serious. And I haven't heard a word from Nakamura actually. Isn't he supposed to be a big trash talker?
And he is. He's a great trash talker. He's really taking it easy on the team. Maybe not to rub it in.
He is winning after all.
And we do see a big trade. And let's go to Maurice Ashley.
We're with Levon Aroni, and Levon, it looks like everybody's very serious right now. You guys are dominating. They feel a bit depressed right now?
They should be, because we're better players. They should feel depressed.
Are you enjoying this?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What advice do you have for them to maybe make a comeback?
I think they should try dominoes or, or some other game. Yeah. That's my advice.
Pretty brutal. Levon Aroni telling it like it is.
Maybe just have Rachel play all the games. All the moves.
Exactly. The team managers will just throw Rachel in. We have a queen sacrifice. Whoa. Wow. What? 2 pieces were sacrificed for the white queen. And well, I'm shocked by whoever it was that made that decision.
I feel they're taking it lightly on maybe trying to give them a chance.
A fighter's chance, a puncher's chance?
Oh, no, they don't do that.
You don't think?
I don't think so. That doesn't, who would do that?
I feel, I mean, maybe,
But can Black fight back?
Yeah.
Rook E3.
This is a very serious competition. Can you imagine being on Gary's team and being like, yeah, we're just going to try to give him a chance to come back?
No.
Daggers.
No. Bishop B7 check should be played, and F3 on the board. as Gary Kasparov settles in against Jan.
Ah, he likes the queen.
Yeah. Okay, that has a little discomfort. Still is a
Brass coins or slump.
No, something went terribly wrong.
You underestimate the power of lightning system.
If you underestimate the power of my distance, did you hear that from Jan?
Maybe.
And let's go to Maurice with Nakamura.
Nakamura, a dynamic player. Naka, you like to sacrifice. What do you feel about Black's position right now?
Oh, we're doing great. I mean, the two pieces are much better than the queen, and we're going to prove it. I mean, the position's just so beautiful. I'm really happy with what we have here.
Are you guys just confident no matter what you do, you're going to win?
Yeah, of course. I mean, as Levon said, we're the best players, and the best always win.
That's it.
Naka, he's getting in some patties there with the trash talk. A4.
I thought they...
What is that?
Naka was being sarcastic there, yeah, about the two pieces.
Ah.
I'm not sure he liked it that night.
A4. Very surprising move.
Knight A5 quickly from Jan.
Making inroads on the queen side.
It's a team competition. Optimism is necessary.
I agree, Christian. It's very important to always keep a positive spirit and never get angry at your opponent, no matter how bad, your teammate, no matter how bad their moves are.
Absolutely. And that's why I feel Gary is just taking the wrong approach right now.
With this A4 move, I think Gary had intended rook A3, which he's played, but maybe he's overlooked C5, C4.
Ooh, and there it is.
And that is a problem suddenly for White, despite his colossal material advantage. There are certain issues, the main one being the stupid bishop on C1.
Well, D3 has to be played. The problem is after D3, I'm going to play knight B3.
Exactly.
Attacking the bishop on C1. And I think the only way to continue is just to give the rook after that. Rook takes B3, sacrifice the exchange, and get the bishop out.
Because bishop D2, there's also bishop H6 in the position.
And he's played D4.
Exactly. Yeah, D4.
D4, sacrificing a pawn, giving up a pawn to get some room for the rooks. So ED, CD, bishop takes D4 would be one continuation.
And let's not forget, Black has almost two extra minutes on the clock.
And what about knight B3 in this case?
Now rook B3 takes some B3,
You
pawn
get to
takes
take
C5
on
as
E5.
well.
Okay.
Although there might be a bishop H6 there. Well, bishop H6 there, there's F4
Right.
now. So
What are the players talking about in the
what
background
about,
there?
bishop H6 immediately, by the way? What happens there?
Well, I'm not sure you want to give up that dark squared bishop, even for the rook. I'll take on E5, he'll take my rook, and then I'll get some attack. I never get my queen over there, as we know.
Exactly. Okay, so after bishop H6, you'll just play takes on E5, right?
But big opportunities here abound for Jan. I'm thinking he should just take on D4.
I think that's easier to play, especially with the amateurs coming in 10 moves.
Right.
But honestly, I gotta say, I like that White eventually. I think when the amateurs do sub in, I think I gotta like the queen. I think it takes more finesse to play with the pieces.
Christian, over and under. What's your bet on the outcome of this game?
It's a difficult one. How many grandmasters do we have left? That's the question.
They're about to get up, and then there's going to be...
Oh,
No,
they're
no,
already
no.
there. No, not yet, Rachel. Not yet, Rachel.
She's so excited she wanted to get it. And Lanier laughing.
I'll take on.
Okay, so what happened after it captures on D4?
Captures on
D3, sorry.
D3 instead, and then I
Bishop
think there's
A6.
Bishop A6. That was the idea.
C4, bishop takes C4, and we have this position on the board. The problem is...
With an exchange, now it's a pawn and an exchange, right?
You're going to take my my rook on D3, but I'm going to open up my pieces quite nicely.
At last.
The bishop comes to E3, then the rook will swing on the 7th rank if you don't trade the last pair of rooks. In general, as Black, I would like to keep as many pieces on the board as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Team Randy needs a victory to make that.
I think
Yeah, round 16, interesting.
I think they're going to do it though, because I think this could be very hard for the amateurs once they sub in.
Knight C6,
playing
a
those
very
fortress.
good move by Lemieux, eyeballing that D4 square.
That would be great. Yeah,
the amateurs will see that they need to put the knight on that beautiful outpost.
I still think the queen is so good when it's amateur versus amateur. So I would be very impressed if the amateurs successfully play with the pieces here.
So let's say rook to d7, yes, which was played, knight to d4.
That's right.
And now I'm just going to take a pawn. I'm going to grab the bait on a7.
Aha.
Saying that you simply don't have any good discoveries with your knight.
And we play e4 there.
Good move. E4,
Yes.
very good move, because
to
knight
move the
f3 is
king.
coming.
King G2. And I
Knight
still have rook
F3.
knight F3, king, rook D7.
Ah, right. Rook d7 always swings whenever you play a knight move. Yeah.
But I really don't see a better. Well, maybe E4. Maybe
E4 immediately.
immediately.
So that you have the e5 square as well.
But then queen
sometimes.
d5. I'm going to
E4,
immediately
queen
enter with the queen on
D5.
d5.
Takes.
Right.
Or
takes.
bishop e3. Bishop e3. I want to control that square on
That's
d4.
true. I was going to go knight E5 to F3, but in any case, it's not enough.
But the times have equalized, and I think that Black's going to be in big trouble this game because now that they don't even have a time edge,
The power of the queen's going to assert herself.
I believe so. And that'll be great, though, because, I mean, the final match. will
That's
really
what we
mean
want to
something.
see. Yeah.
But let's see
all the marvels.
Let's see. Maybe John and Rex will surprise us and manage to hold or even turn this game around. But I like white.
Knight
There
d4
we
was
see
played.
the move knight d4. Now the big time move. Will Vichy play greedily and capture the pawn on a7?
After your own heart. And then what about a move like rook c8 instead? I mean, I'm just running rook takes c1, but I guess you can just play bishop e3, which you want to play anyway.
Correct.
I was just trying to get both of my rooks into the game.
With understanding, absolutely, Jennifer. The C file would be a theater of battle for Black if he could double his rooks and get some action going there. But it's all on Vichy now. Rook
And I
takes a7 is the right move.
You would love to force white to give the bishop for the knight, because then the e pawn becomes a d pawn.
Yes.
And a very,
And
very
he's
well
done it.
protected d pawn.
He snapped it.
And the arbiter is, sorry.
He's out. He's
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Vichy's
Vichy
out.
didn't want to get out. It was like, no, I'm comfortable. And David Navarra coming in.
With a smile.
A big
I
smile.
like it.
And now Gary's talking about what might have been missed.
I like the queen.
Who is he facing? He's Levon.
E4 has been played.
This is the worst yet.
Yeah, why not? Play it fast.
Many things can happen to go wrong. Don't get too relaxed.
Don't get too relaxed.
Just as you do it. Yes.
He knows knight f3 will be met by rook d7.
Think about the queen, it has power even staying on Blitz.
Whoa! Big time move just landed. What's up with that, Christian?
I have no idea,
He
guys.
sacrificed the pawn.
Actually, I do have an idea. He's trying to eliminate that bishop, potentially get the pawn on
We'll
b2,
cooperate.
and try for a fortress.
It's not
We have seen enough.
our best hope.
Rachel, best hope, says Gary Kasparov.
Maybe it's actually maybe.
All the amateurs have been like great so far.
Would you like another draw?
John Alvarez, it's been declined.
My apologies.
Rachel, no way. Let's go, Big John.
Well, John simply has to play rook b1, rook b2. That's all he has to do. Just keep the rook on the b file, defend the
Because you
b6
reckon
pawn.
he's got a kind of a fortress going to you, Christian? And Rachel's reaching for a rook. She wants to go after that beat. Look at her go. I mean, the mark of approval from Gary Kasparov. Big time approval.
Because
Gary
a5 is
likes
coming.
it.
Yes.
Rook b2 is very important right now.
Rook b2.
Only move.
Because A5 is going to be crushing otherwise. And it looks like he's going to play it.
Rook A1.
Okay.
Queen C6, and look at Rachel.
What a good move.
Oh, Gary is all smiles, beaming, in fact. Beaming.
Tough position to put John in.
By,
What's he going to do?
by the play of Rachel Lee.
Bishop d4, right? Wait, no,
No.
bishop d4 is a bad move, yes.
Uh-oh, John
Maybe
reaching
rook
for his
A3?
rook.
Rook takes f7 now.
Rook
That's the
A8.
problem.
And she's eyeballing that tactic.
Oh, man.
Rook takes F7 with a discovered threat
indeed.
on the rook on A8.
She saw it.
John realizing that maybe that was the blunder. And Gary's
getting
confident,
excited. He knows Rachel's going to see it.
Very confident that this young lady will find the move.
No,
she didn't.
Now
She
we
captured the pawn on B6 instead.
Big chances for draw. Right?
Giving huge chances now.
And one more move for John, and then we've got Randy and Rex. That's going to be huge.
Oh, Randy settling down.
Rook a7 would be a good move, I would say.
Rook a7 would
Rook
be good.
4 to a7.
30 seconds left for John. That's going to be tough for Randy. I mean, for Rex.
The time is ticking.
Come on.
Oh, you got to make a move.
Move,
There
good
it is.
And wow!
Good move.
Brilliant move by John. That,
Courageous, very courageous.
that is,
Defense.
I think that's a saving move now.
Yeah, but this is still tough. I'd say this is still tough for Rex. I mean, he's acquainting himself with this position. He's playing against the queen, and he's got 25 seconds.
Not easy.
Very tough.
Not easy at all.
But if that
Randy-
rook takes the rook, then he will have forced moves, and that's a big advantage.
Oh, nice one by Randy. Keep the
Rook
tension.
d5.
Make it harder for Rex to make quick moves.
But now I'm
Rook
going to
d5.
swing my rooks on the e5. Ah, I cannot yet. I cannot.
17 seconds left for Rex.
Rex has got to play.
He's got to make a move.
He's got to play. And he went down with, is he thinking about a counterattack
I think he-
against White's king?
I'm
You got
starting
him
to like
thinking
black,
aggressive.
guys. I'm starting to like black, and that is because the king safety is just better for black right now.
That is always an element in chess, king safety.
But we can't get too frisky with the rooks because otherwise there's going to be queen e8. So
I think, and look at Rex go. You've got him. You got Rex
Whoa.
playing aggressive chess.
Rex, don't
king
forget
to
about the rook on
e4.
a8.
Don't forget about the clock. It's 14 seconds left, and there's a rook on e8 hanging.
By the way,
Are
this-
they going to come back in this game?
This
F5
was a-
check.
This was a crafty move by Randy because he induced Rex to
No, but
go
that's-
for the checks.
Isn't it
F5
losing right
is
now?
a terrible move.
Why?
It exposes his king.
Does expose his king.
If you go
But where
king
do you
d5,
go?
king d5, rook d8, and then rook c1.
What
is
about
king
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 d3?
e6, king e6.
What has happened?
King e6 only move, he has to play it.
King d5 was
And
played.
he's going to play it. 8
Rook
seconds, 7
E8.
seconds.
Oh,
and he's gone in.
dead. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Man.
And Rex has one more move to make, and then
And
the
how many
grandmasters
time? How
are
much
coming
time?
in. 4 seconds.
3. And he's
f5
playing-
was indeed a very weakening move. Very
Big
weakening.
time, big time. Bishop f8.
I like that
And
move.
now this is a winning position. Queen c4 attacks the rook on f1. And the rook quickly moved to d1.
And now they're playing bullet here.
Bullet with the,
This is getting,
with the top
getting
guys.
crazy.
But rook b7,
Rook
big
B7,
time move.
stopping bishop g7.
Big time move.
Can you create a checkmating pattern?
Uh-oh.
That
5
king on
seconds
f6.
left.
And there, bishop g7.
Ooh, rook g7 allows rook d6 check, winning back the material.
Ooh, quickly king g5.
f4, opening up the checks with rook
right.
e4.
And they're playing on the increment. I think that this is the best
Oh, this is going to be a
position
draw,
Thaddeus
yeah?
ever had.
This is going to be a draw. Rook d3, rook d2, rook d1.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Nakamura did it again.
Wait, but king
With
e3
that
is coming. King e3 is
slippery-
coming.
3?
Yes,
Oh,
rook
please
e4 has been played.
I don't like this
Queen
move.
c2, hitting the pawn on g6, trying to avoid. Now all white needs to do is trade off a rook, and that should be enough to win. First king safety, king f3, and Gary Kasparov in the house.
He's happy with this
He's
position.
very happy as he's got it. Now it's all.
With that g pawn coming to g5.
Yeah,
it's
now
dead.
Gary is putting the finishing touches on an imperfect game.
But I think the amateurs honestly are overperforming. They're playing a lot of good moves.
They really
considering
are.
that they're playing a blitz chess when it gets to them.
He very reluctantly gives up his seat to Vishwanath on. Vishy very confidently eyeballing that opportunity to go after Black's king.
I would say it's still not over. There's still potential for a blockade.
There's always a potential for a blunder, but I'm thinking this is over. Why, Christian? Because I see Rook F3 and Queen and Rook coming to the H-file, just blasting Black's king.
Well, you also have to be careful of your own king, Yasser. Maybe I'm just going to go bishop to A1.
Bishop to A1, staying on the long diagonal makes sense. Will he do it? He has.
Yes.
Very nice. But King G4. Don't forget, the queen is ready to go Queen H2. Queen H2 to H6.
Queen to
A. Yeah.
Queen
I think
H-
the other problem here is
Queen. Ooh, I think Vishy wanted to play Rook E8 and Queen H2 and threaten mate on the H8 square. But first he was a little.
5 seconds for Dominguez. Is he going to lose on time?
Ooh, Queen E4. Surprising decisions going on here. As the clock is the key factor. David recognizing the mate threat is about to play Queen E8.
2.
0. And we got the 3-2 scores. Jennifer. Wow.
Team Rex has 3 points. Team Randy has 2 points.
And what's the playoff situation?
Apparently there's no playoff, but you never know. They might switch it up.
Maurice.
Well, the most exciting game so far, certainly the closest of all. Gary, that one was wild, but you guys held on and won.
Yes, it was a real game. This is just when you look at the quality of the moves in general. So since we had amateurs, entering 3 times the stage. So even forget the first 5 moves twice at the end of the game, and the game was not spoiled. I think it was a very good, very tense game, and so that's the best you can expect from such a show.
3-2. You've got to win this one.
Yes, absolutely. So, and we're determined. Yeah, we have our hopes in Rachel. So she's amazing. So she did a great job in every game. Here she missed a win, but again, without her missing this win, we wouldn't have the same excitement.
All right, exciting it is. Only one game left. Game 6. Can Team Randy pull it off, or will Rex pull away and get the win?
And there's our standings, Jennifer.
3 points for Team Rex and 2 points for Team Randy. And you see in small print there, it does say no tie breaks in case of a drawn match. And we might have to wait till next year.
I'm telling you, if Team Randy pulls off a 3-3, you're going to have to give the MVP to Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's been performing fantastic.
But let's give credit, Randy, after a really poor, slow start, did play well in that last game.
That was a very competitive match, in my opinion. The last game was really good, really good. Very accurate, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, not blunders, mistakes. And that's huge for a Blitz match. They deserved it. They deserved the win.
And now the players settling into a competitive mode, knowing everything's on the line. Randy with black is getting into so much trouble with the black pieces. And he's played his Philidor.
I like that. I thought he got some good positions with the Philidor back in previous Ultimate moves. But he did not play it with this line. Yeah.
Somebody's got to tell Randy, you don't play Bishop G4 in those positions.
Because taking
Bishop on E5
is dangerous.
You're forced to play Bishop F3, giving up the 2 bishops.
Oh no, I think Randy's going to botch up the opening really badly here. Because takes on E5 is just a killer.
But Rex doesn't know.
Rex didn't find it.
He's trying to play really fast. That's what's Rex's strategy.
Randy has to develop his knight. Knight D7, come on, Randy. No!
Knight E7?
That's not a
Bishop
bad move.
E7. Yeah, he's going to have to give up the 2 bishops now. With Knight D7, he wouldn't.
Wait.
Barry's very upset. Very upset. Like Ross was just laughing. Like, what?
Vishy's laughing because he can't understand why somebody would yell at an after for their moves.
I mean, the
I
position
think
wasn't
Bishop
that
was-
bad.
I
position is not
think
bad.
Bishop E7 was a really bad move, and Queen B3. If the knight was on D7, the pawn on D5 would be protected. But this move, Queen B3, is a really annoying move. It's a double attack, and there goes a pawn. So Randy's opening definitely cost black.
No, I did see that.
And I think it might be over.
No, not yet, Yasin.
No.
Not yet.
This one's not as
Remember,
bad.
we got all grandmasters coming 5, 5, 5 in a row.
We have 23 moves left.
I think that they'll.
It's almost on their back rank.
It's stopping his queen from developing, so many benefits of a developed queen. I hope you don't get any wrong ideas about my queen.
Levon trash talking. I hope you don't get any wrong ideas about my queen.
We know how is your queen placed. We have no wrong ideas on this.
I thought you wanted to play knight b6, but I saw it. I saw into your devilish plans. So,
Was it a good idea to give him the price?
yes, but I will take it. What to do?
Send who's young.
Yes. Oh, he's playing the Benko.
Yes. Master Banco lives in the United States.
Yes.
Sometimes. And in Hungary.
So, I have to play one more move and let it be a good one. I'll play a risky one. No, this one, risky one.
He did that because he knew that Carlos next.
He did it.
Yes.
And he can handle it.
The character can calculate.
I think it's competitive strategy. Everyone wants to try to win.
Let's not forget, White's king is still in the center.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That might yield some problems for a while.
I need to switch batteries real quick.
We just have a pause there in our action as our cameraman needs to switch batteries. What do you think's going on, Jennifer? Can Team Randy put up resistance here, or is the pawn too much?
I think that this game's going to be really close because in the end they're going to go to John and Rachel, and John, it's not that he's playing badly in my opinion. I think he's just playing too slow.
Yeah.
And that if you don't give him enough time, he could just flag.
Yeah, that was a
And
huge
that's-
factor, of course, in Game 4, I think. where
Well,
he
he did find some good moves in the last game, if I remember correctly. He played that move, rook to a7.
That was big.
Grabbing control over the 7th rank, very important. And I think actually Rex made that inaccurate move, f5, weakening the 7th rank. That was critical.
But at the same time, you can understand Rex was trying to attack, hoping that
Absolutely.
maybe Randy would play King C4 and blunder.
And he
By the way,
had
Gary has to step in a position where he's 2 pawns down, but
He has the
Christian-
initiative.
Yeah, he's got the initiative, which Gary's going to say, okay, I got some comp. Queen takes a7, knight d5 is not clear, and Levon's move e5 may have opened the door for Team Randy.
So Nakamura, the only one wearing orange, he didn't get the memo.
Yeah. It's a red day here in St. Louis, for sure. It's party time.
Yeah, these shirts that all the grandmasters are wearing are available at the St. Louis Q Boutique.
And Gary, this is a 5-minute game, Gary Kasparov.
No, it's Naka's move, and we've got more Reese with Fabi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're with Fabiano Caruana. Fabi, you guys had to give up a pawn in the opening, and now looks like it might be 2. What do you feel about your chances?
I'm pretty satisfied with our position. I've never seen Gary happier, actually. This looks like him in it. And I think that Hikaru's also starting to sweat a bit. But I mean, Queen takes a7 has to be punished. You really just can't make moves like that.
All right, the pressure's on.
The pressure is on. The gauntlet has been thrown down. But finally, white has gotten the memo. Get your king out of the center. Knight d5 castles quickly by white. Gary fiddling. Both players fiddling with pieces.
Now let's not forget, in case
exciting
of,
moment.
In case of a draw, Team
Yes.
Rex wins.
Exactly.
So you cannot be content with a threefold repetition, Rook A8, Rook B8, or something like that. You have to go for the win.
This is an Armageddon game, absolutely.
That's right. So knight f4 with the idea of trying to play rook a8 and rook b8,
Right.
and questioning the queen isn't going to be sufficient. But knight f4 to start.
Absolutely, because there's a pin there to be considered.
Knight f4 and of course
Attacking the bishop on e2. Gary's looking, should he take on e5 first before potentially playing knight d4?
but too much time
Got to
by
be careful
Gary
about
now.
the clock, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the time,
He's
Jennifer?
going under 2 minutes.
1 minute difference.
Compared to other ultimate moves, the quality of the amateurs play when they have like 1 minute left on the clock has been astonishingly good. But don't tempt fate.
Exactly. By the way, knight d7, b6. The knight on d7 wasn't doing anything.
How is the queen getting back into the game? That is
Gary
the question.
looking to trap the queen with moves like rook a8 and bishop c8. But you're right, a repetition is not good enough. Everybody looking.
This is the money
Queen,
game.
queen to a6. Do I have a move such as c4 maybe?
Trying to cut the queen out. I'm thinking that Gary just wants to play knight f4 to d5. And just play for the attack.
Bring the knights
Yeah,
to the attack. Yes.
Exactly.
But
But-
Naka's slipping on the clock as well.
Right, this is going to be close, guys.
So how many pawns does white have?
Two.
Two pawns.
Two, count 'em.
Two extra pawns.
We're only on move 13.
He has captured on d6. Forcing bishop takes d6.
And we see the difference in time is no longer 1 minute, it's only 25 seconds.
Now, again, I was expecting a knight f4 earlier. Is now the time that Gary needs to play knight f4?
Well, knight f4, I take one of your pieces.
Okay, and I take one of yours with a check.
King h1.
And I'll recapture at least one pawn.
I'm
But
not sure
Gary-
which. I think I'm going to take your bishop on d6.
The
if you go
problem with
knight
the
f4.
desirable bishop c5 is knight e4, Christian. And
I agree. No,
yeah,
I'm
and White's pieces cover his king. 2 pawn deficit. You got to get in that attack.
And Gary's going super low on the clock.
Ooh,
Yikes.
112.
He's not being practical here, Yasser.
It's team. He's got to think about the guy following up behind him.
Well,
Bishop
it's
and knight e5.
It's
but
a critical moment, though, and if you don't get the initiative required to keep the game going, then you're
Because
just
of the
simply going to be 2 pawns down.
Okay, rook e8. I just don't see any. Gary needs to get all the pieces into the attack, and moving the bishop
It's a
is a
tough
costly
situation.
tempo.
Rook e8, nice move.
Bishop b4.
And
Gary
most
has not
importantly,
played
with that
this very
move,
well.
with that move knight e4, you also took away the f4 square from the knight because the
Yeah.
bishop on c1 is now controlling that.
Exactly.
Huge, huge move.
Now Sergei Karyakin coming in, master of defense, 2-pawn advantage.
But will he maintain that time advantage? But they have so many moves until the amateurs come in, and there's only 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
There's still 15 moves till Rachel and John enter the fray.
Exactly.
They got to play some moves.
Oh, big time.
Were they going to give the amateurs 20 seconds?
I know. Well, that would not be good. A2, A3.
Now the
Just
queen,
tickling the bishop.
the queen needs to feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I was expecting your move, Queen A6, Christian, one you mentioned before, being able to withdraw your queen back along the diagonal. That was not Sergei's choice, however.
He's just trying to put those pawns in motion and grab important dark squares from black. Also, maybe just play bishop d2 rook c1 at some point.
Aha.
19 seconds left for the Indian world champion,
Only
five-time world
19
champion.
seconds. Wow.
Do we see
Queen
Queen
E8
E8
is been played.
Very unexpected. I thought that was the file that the rook wanted. There's a trick in the position. AB4 allows a rook A8.
Or queen takes e4.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that this knight on E4 is either going to drop back to G3 or
nothing else.
Crucial moment, and Sergey now going to be going under a minute.
Well, knight, you're kind of expecting. Oh, but there's a queen trap in the position. Rook A8.
Queen to E8 was a smart move.
Queen D7.
Very smart move.
Bishop C8, and that queen crafty move. Queen E8 covers the C6 square, and white's queen gets caught.
Beautiful move, and actually after 8 takes B4, Rook A8 is also an option.
So he's played bishop to D3.
Bishop to D3, Rook A8, and has Vichy.
Now what's
Bishop C8 in mind?
Bishop C8 has to be played, and now what's the point of it? Oh, I think you're going to Bishop C8. I'm going to take on A8 first,
and take some B4,
and then take on B4. I'm attacking your rook on
and he's
your knight on A8.
He's done it. Black has trapped white's queen, and Vichy bringing his team back into the fray.
Well, I think black is just slightly better right now.
Absolutely.
No time for black. Oh my God, he's almost losing on time.
Oh, whoa.
1 second?
That was 1 second.
No way.
Wow.
Yes.
Vichy didn't realize just how short he left his clock.
Again.
Again. Oh my gosh.
They need Rachel to build up some time on their clock.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's it. Rachel, play quickly. 7 seconds.
Oh.
Not good.
The rook is trapped on the C5.
They're going to lose on time.
Oh.
1 second again.
Oh.
Nerve-wracking battle here at
Oh
Ultimate
my
Moves.
goodness.
But he looks like he found a good move.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what's on B4? Is that a pawn on B4? Is that a bishop? No, it's not a bishop.
I thought it was a knight, actually.
Can't I take that knight? If it's a knight, then I should be able to take it.
That's what he's done. And bishop takes
And
C4
very
on the board.
quickly, can David gain some precious seconds for his team? Up to 9 seconds. They were down several times to 1 second on the clock.
But let's put it this way, guys. This is almost impossible for black to win.
True. And
Wait.
Bishop takes. I think Lanier
Bishop takes
realized that he has a winning combination in the position. Combination of moves. And he's done it.
Knight G5 now? No, B3. Okay.
But Liam, queen versus 2 rooks.
They've managed to gain some time on the clock, but not
Very
much.
importantly.
As we approach move 30, and we have John Urschel and Rachel Lee.
On tap.
I don't know if John can make moves fast enough. Yeah, they might win just because of that.
He has to.
John
He has
is
to.
asking.
He has
What am I
to.
in?
There
You're
they
in
go.
right
There they
now,
go.
And here we go.
And now it's already
wild
equalized because it's
card, the wild card matchup, and John hesitating
Play fast,
out
John.
of the box.
Play
This
fast.
young lady is so confident.
she's very fast. Although she hasn't made her move yet, but she's going to threaten a checkmate.
King G7 quickly by Rachel. Good move.
I like that knight
F3.
F3. Make sure there's no checkmate.
You've been mentioning that John has been playing very passively.
Passive chess, yeah, sir. That's what I don't like about John's moves.
Yeah, but here you can't really blame him, guys.
But no, knight F3.
This is
was
really,
a
really
good
tough.
move. I thought he was going to make look for his king. He has not
No,
made
don't
look.
play rook d1. Don't play rook d1.
But make a move. Oh no.
Here we go. Down to 10.
Okay, go back. Okay, that's.
Okay.
But knight c3 right now. That's problematic. You have to play
No,
knight takes
he's
b4.
grabbing the
The
pawn.
pawn.
No, you gotta make luft.
Get
Gotta
your
make
king
luft,
safe.
John.
Get your
Oh,
king
John.
safe, John.
King safety.
And they're done.
Oh.
And now it's Randy and Rex.
Oh boy.
Rex is on the board.
And it's 2 rooks versus a
Oh
queen.
no. 10 seconds left for Rex when he gets into
Hold on,
position.
he's got a combination.
Rook takes F7.
check. That's that was a big time combination.
22 seconds left on the clock. How do they know how bad their time is?
Rook f4, rook d4.
Rex is going to lose on time.
No,
maybe.
92.
Oh no.
Rex is losing on time. There
Wow.
There it is.
He did it. 3-3.
3-3.
Team Randy with one of the greatest comebacks. in
Incredible
Ultimate
comeback here at
history.
Ultimate Moves.
Party time. Up to the show with Maurice there.
Wow.
Well, we've got a very happy and relieved Randy Sinquefield. Randy, didn't start out great, but you guys ended up tying up the match.
Yeah, I just used luck. When you don't have skill, you got to rely on luck. Just go with luck. That's that was tense. That was tense. So.
Looked like your lucky fortune was one Rachel Lee. She handled her business whenever she sat down.
She's been amazing. That's unbelievable. She's our ringer. The MVP, young Rachel Lee. I don't know what we would have done without her.
Let's get Rachel on camera. Rachel, you definitely showed some tenacity in that game. How did it feel to really help your team win?
I think we feel like kind of sad at the beginning, and then we started to play good, and then we won last round. It was so important.
Well, congratulations on the victory. You were definitely the MVP. Congrats.
Thanks.
So there it is, guys. A 3-3, no rubber match. Great match indeed. Good comeback for the Randy squad. And we've got to do this again next year.
Well, thank you. One of my greatest ultimate moves, coming down to that final position where Rex flag fell.
That's right. I mean, you know, the flag was so low for the amateurs. It got down to the seconds for almost everybody on the team, the grandmasters and the amateurs.
Absolutely. Wow, what a thrilling finish.
Indeed. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us here for Ultimate Moves. And Christian, your final thoughts on this epic Ultimate Moves match?
Well, this was my first Ultimate Moves match, but it was so exciting. And in the last round, Navarra and I think Lequang Liem were making moves on their last second. That was incredible to watch. And I actually thought Team Rex had it, but I'm going to have a talk with John because he underperformed in this one, and I will have to give him some more puzzles.
I don't know. I think everybody overperformed. In fact, I think everybody overperformed. I mean, it could have been.
I thought it was a good match all around. Yeah, absolutely.
Very exciting.
There's a lot of tension going on.
A tiebreak.
We're thinking. We're finding out whether there might indeed be a tiebreak. We'll find out.
There's a lot of negotiating going on.
While that negotiations are underway, we should remind everyone that there is going to be a closing ceremony that will be live streamed on our channel, and you can watch that on the St. Louis Chess Club channel. It's going to be live here in St. Louis. We're going to be celebrating the winner of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, Levon Aronian.
Absolutely. Will that be at 6:30 or 7?
That's at 6:30 local time here in St. Louis, so that'll be 7:30 Eastern time.
Wow, a very deserving closing ceremony to be awarding Levon Aronian his trophy for winning the inaugural St. Louis Rhythm and Blues. Yeah, let's go up to Maurice and see what all the milling is about, toing and froing.
All right, the players don't want to settle with just even. There's no love in this building. They've decided they want to play an even crazier version where you do one move at a time. One move at a time for each player. They're just circulating each move. No 5 moves this time. Just mayhem and madness. And that's what they've decided, so that's what we're going to do to break the tie.
All right. Same time control.
Are we going to have an Armageddon? Does Black get a couple extra minutes on the clock? And
I doubt it. I mean, we've had no draws, so draw seems like an unlikely scenario.
You're right. Every game is decisive.
I mean, if there is a draw, then maybe they'll finally agree that this tie can't be split. But for now, we'll see if we can crown a winner with this innovative format.
Spur of the moment.
That's going to be wild.
Who's that going to favor, Christian?
I'm going to have to stick with my team, Team Rex, for this one.
And your thoughts there, Jen? I'm not too sure.
I have to stick with my team until the end. Yes,
I agree. I actually think the one move will benefit us a little bit because I think with John having only to play one move, he'll just be like, okay, make a move.
Especially if it's a recapture, then he'll be fine.
He being a little bit slower, I think, has cost. I don't think he's playing poorly, but he doesn't have as much Blitz experience. And Rex Sinquefield, Levon Aronian, Hikaru Nakamura, Sergei Karyakin, Jan Nepomniachtchi, Dominguez, and John Urschel. And meanwhile on Team Randy, we've got Randy Sinquefield, the founder of Spectrum Studios, and Fabiano Caruana, Gary Kasparov, Vishy Anand, David Navarra, Liam Le, and Rachel Lee.
MVP Rachel Lee, let's make that very clear.
So we've got an innovative tiebreaker in front of us, folks.
But by the way, Anand played really good. Speaking of MVPs,
Oh,
finding that Queen E8 idea
was sweet.
This is going to be madness, guys.
Okay, they've got to have a drawing of lots.
But I think they're just going to be standing, right?
And, well, there's a, I think,
You
yeah,
can't
there
sit
we
down.
go. There's a rotation. And look how quickly they're all, oh.
So they're not sitting. They're not sitting.
It's a Benko gambit.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
You can't sit for one move.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. That's our girl.
Shortest player on the team.
Good move. Okay.
And John, he was ready. He snapped out.
The problem is John is so big. It's going to be very difficult for the other players to follow him.
Ooh, a check. A check by Randy. Surprise Rex.
Yeah, but they're all playing much faster. You know, being standing, I think this game is going to be decided over the board, Yaz. Not over the.
I like this
clock.
format. I like this format. Maybe
They're
we should
rapid
rebrand.
play.
Yeah, I like that they're
Very quick.
standing.
B2, B3.
And they're playing
Opening
very
up
fast.
tactical
They're adding a
opportunities
lot
for
of
black.
time on their clock.
And
Oh, here's our girl. Rachel.
Knight D2, Rachel. Oh, Queen C2.
Don't hurry, John. Don't hurry. There's plenty of time. That's one of the mistakes. Don't make quick moves.
What
Queen
did he do?
B7 he's played.
Queen B7. I was expecting Knight B5.
E5. Wow, that's a big decision. That's a big decision.
Rex's move
That,
down.
that left the D5 pawn hanging.
I don't
Well,
think
no,
Gary
Rex
is happy.
didn't go for it. Rex could have captured the pawn. And the pawn
Okay.
doing his thing. Gary, don't look for the optimal move, Gary. Just a goodie.
You notice that players are playing way faster. It seems like it's a standing effect. They know when they're. It's
Are they
weird,
doing
isn't it?
5+5?
Yeah. And they're playing about 10 times faster than when they had to sit.
Yeah, nobody wants to be the one to burn a lot of clock. Big decision here.
Nakamura,
Hikaru really
surprisingly,
taking
the
some
first
time.
one to go into attack.
The fastest man in the field.
But that's okay. They have more
taking
than
his
5
time.
minutes on the clock. They have to think. It's a very complex position.
They were playing too slow before, and now they're playing too fast. You know, standing makes you go faster.
Knight F6, just quietly moving, retreating the knight.
Okay.
Did
Where is
Hikaru-
the knight going? He's just pressuring D5, I would say.
I would say Bishop D2 is the way to go. Not sure. Gary looks aghast.
Why? Why?
He's shaking his head,
He hated that move E5 by Randy. He really did.
even though it didn't lose a pawn. I mean,
No.
even though the pawn wasn't captured.
But
The
it
problem-
was a big grimace.
Weaknessing.
The problem is you're weakening the D5 pawn and you're also opening up the E file potentially for black's roots.
Bishop
So,
F5, Rook has fianchetto. That's not something we like to see.
No.
Rook B2,
Now
Rook
Knight
E2.
E4. That diagonal gets opened up.
Slice and dice.
Slice and dice.
Those powerful bishops. we
Okay,
see.
knight D4. I'm going to exchange that knight. Oh, but no, this does. Yeah, knight D4 looks very powerful.
And
Knight D4, knight takes E4.
And
And
knight
he's done
E4
it,
has been played, and it looks like
Vietnamese
Liam
player
Gay.
has no choice. He must capture the knight.
You don't want to take the rook on B2 because without the dark square bishop, your long diagonal is just going to
Rachel's
be
in the
dead.
game. Rachel's in the house.
Rachel's deciding what to do now.
Now she's looking at the fact that her rook is hanging. She can pull her rook to D2 to defend her pawn. That would be the move the grandmasters would approve. It would be a very good safety move.
Why not rook
after
E1?
Bishop C3.
Why not rook E1?
Well, there is D5 is hanging, as is the rook, Christian.
I'm not afraid
She's
of
taking
you
her
taking my
time.
rook.
But that's okay. They've got everybody. Nobody's thinking a lot this game. I think it's okay to take our time.
And she's
Good move,
played
good
the
move,
grandmaster's move.
And a nice development
Very
move.
nice.
And now it's Randy on move. Rex.
And now here's the point. Normally you want to play A2, A4 to neutralize the rook on A8. Randy,
Gary judging in the background.
yeah.
He's giving him some scary looks.
Look,
Yeah,
good thing
that's for sure.
he's behind him, not on the other side.
Right. A4 is the move that Gary wants Randy to play. Really
What
find
about
it.
rook? Rook to E1 doesn't work because of bishop takes F3.
Instead we see knight G5.
That's not a
Not
bad
bad.
move.
Not
That's not a
bad.
bad move.
Now it's Rex's move.
The knight's not completely comfortable on G5. Maybe there's a knight e6 trick in the position. There is a bishop after all. Lurking on c4. That's a king on g8. Ooh, Rex has given up the two bishops with this move, rook e5. I don't know what you've been teaching him, Jen.
This is a blitz game, guys.
This is a blitz game.
What about f4? F4 is interesting as well, I think.
That's why Fabi's thinking now.
Just take the bishop.
Has been taken.
Everybody's taking a4 and bishop b2.
But if you play a4, I'm going to transfer my knight to b4, and I have a feeling that knight is going to be powerful over there.
Yeah, powerful. That knight on the edge.
Gary going onto the tank.
Oh, no.
I know you like your pawns, Yasser. I mean, I know you enjoy having an extra pawn, but still.
There's still a lot of time left in this game compared to the ones where they were sitting.
And what are the times?
Almost 5 minutes, almost the original time for black, and a little over 3 minutes for the white pieces.
Okay.
Actually, after a4, I'm going to play rook e8, and I'm going to forever take the control over the e file, which I think is very important.
Well, I'm suggesting a4.
Queen c2's been played.
Queen c2. Okay, I don't quite fathom that one. Well, rook a8 e8, and maybe.
What about rook d4? Try to take the pawn.
Team Randy thinking about how are they going to do with this extra pawn in the position.
You mean, how are they going to make progress?
How are they going to make progress? Yes. Sorry. How are they going to do? How are they going to do progress? Ooh, in this tiebreaker, things have really quieted down.
Everybody wants to win this game.
The competitor.
They're not the best players in the world for not being super competitive in any scenario.
This is not art and science. This is about the competition and winning. A2, A3, did I see that?
A4 was
A4 has been played.
I can always count on Vichy to come through with some great moves.
That knight needs to be improved.
Yes, it does. Christian's recommending the b4 square. He's played bishop d4. I would get rid of that bishop right away with bishop b2. Maybe rook takes d4 was a big time move there.
Oh, no, not
rook
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, Rachel.
She's
Rachel,
dying to get in there.
Rachel is anxious as can be. She's the MVP. Ooh, by the way, I really think rook d4 was a big time.
Yeah, and I think Jan knows that, so he's trying to say, now should I prevent that move?
Yeah. Oh boy.
And how though?
That would have been fun.
I don't like this bishop d4. I don't understand the purpose of this
No,
move.
that was not. Who made that move, by the way?
David, I think.
That was
Navarra.
I'm
wrong.
Not
Navarra
David. David's not on his team.
He's on the other team.
Dominguez? No.
Karyakin, maybe?
Yeah, Karyakin. That's right.
Was he
Sergey with a ugly move. And after this trade, now
wait, rook takes a4?
No, the b2 queen is protected.
Right, correct.
Rachel getting ready to make her move. Finally.
She's eyeballing the f6 square. I bet you she's thinking, give me a chance to take attack. Queen f6.
We've seen her play Queen f6 earlier in this tournament. It's a devastating attack. Now the times are equalized. 3 minutes for both players.
Rook to e5, I would say.
Rook e5, f4.
F4, yeah. It's a tough position.
And Queen f6 is definitely what the young lady is eyeballing.
What a good game so far.
Good stuff. And
Rook e5 has been played.
This is the money move for her. f4.
She's going to play it. She likes to attack. She said, I want to attack. I want to open the game up. That's what she said in her pre-game interview with Maurice.
If she plays f4, Gary Kasparov is going to give her a scholarship to the Kasparov Chess University.
There it is.
Look at this. She did it.
Gary said, hello.
Oh, she's playing with the big boys, Jennifer.
And now it's John Urschel on move.
Ooh.
He needs to figure out where to move the rook.
I think rook e4 is the best square.
I think so too, yes, sir.
And he needs to play aggressive.
It looks like he's thinking
aggressive
about
chess.
that.
He's been playing passive.
Aggressive chess. Come on, John.
There it is.
There we go.
When it matters, coming up with the big move was John.
Well, he knows what it's like to be under pressure, Yasser.
I like it.
Now it's time. Randy, advance the pawn. f5. Let's go. Open up the f5.
How would you
double
assess this
rooks.
position, Yasser? I'm very curious.
Objectively, I prefer white.
Because
but
of the extra pawn.
Yeah, well, the bishop is kind of ugly, but it could be a beautiful flower if you ever take that pawn on d5.
I think f5 was a good move to try to
F5 was a
open the
big time
f5.
move.
Yeah.
Rook e2 and immediate rook e8 by Rex, and the Sinquefields have passed the torch to the GMs.
Okay. Rook takes f5.
Have passed the torch to the GMs who had an easy move there.
Gary's
giving
Gary's
Gary.
upset. He's upset about the active rook getting traded for that.
Yes. He wanted to see the move f5 and the doubling of the rooks on the f-file, did Gary Kasparov. But it's time, Gary.
And he's going into the tank now.
Time. Come on, Gary.
2 minutes, under 2 minutes now. I was saying
You
how.
can't leave your teammates so far under the clock.
Well, in a way you can, because Rachel plays pretty fast, and so does Randy. But it's the other team that needs to get.
He did
stay ahead
go
on the
for
clock.
f5. Okay.
He took more time than he needed to play this important move.
It's a big
F5.
move. It's a big move. Now, knight takes d5 has to be calculated.
I would be very happy to see the loss of that pawn.
Knight
takes d5.
I have to admit, opening up that diagonal is very dangerous.
Yeah, maybe just try to get solid with rook e5.
But Gary's satisfied. By the way, no, you can't do it. I was thinking rook e5, fg, hg, queen e5, followed by d6,
That's fun.
right? But unfortunately, knight d5 ends the fun.
But here Nakamura is equalizing the time. He's really in the tank in this position, trying to figure out how to consolidate.
Remarkably, the fastest bullet player on the planet is the one burning clock. And Vichy eyeballing his chances.
This is a dangerous situation now with the clock ticking down. We know that it's really tough for the amateur players.
By the way, if I'm white, I'm thinking of flicking out a5.
Rook takes c4 is also an option. Let's not forget about that.
That might have been what he was thinking for so long.
The
But
problem is you take on g6 and then queen to f6.
Or queen f2, right?
Or queen to f2.
And then the pawn on the rook on c4 would have been left hanging.
takes and g6 have occurred.
Very quickly.
David's now times are almost exactly equal. It's about a minute and a half for each side. There is that 5-second increment, but that's not a lot.
It's time for queen f2, guys.
h3. Ooh, the pawn's gone.
I'm kind of happy to see that, actually.
As white?
Yeah, because the bishop on c4 blossoms.
Exactly.
So, toss out
But
a5. A5, quickly.
His plan is to
or queen f2.
Go king to g7, f5, and then play knight e3.
Queen f2 keeping pressure on that f7
a5,
pawn.
a6.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done quickly.
a5,
here.
a6 is very dangerous.
Queen d2 was his choice.
King to g7 has to be played.
Yeah, rook f3, stopping.
Ooh, here comes
E3.
Rachel.
Well, black has to follow up with this move f5, I have a feeling. So we'll see if John is going to do
Rook f3 to protect the e3 square, and then rook d3 is on white's agenda.
And she's going for it.
Come on, Rachel. She's
She hasn't played a bad move yet in the ultimate moves. But she's played rook d1. She's
Knight e3,
Knight e3
queen takes d6.
Queen takes g2, checkmate. That's the problem.
That's what she
So
overlooked.
can John play knight e3 though? Because he hasn't been
That's
being aggressive.
That's the big
He has
time
to.
move.
He has to.
That's all the grandmasters quiet.
He's waiting for some advice. He's looking behind
It's
him.
a church mouse.
Because they don't want to give it. They don't want to be unfair. This is an important moment.
Absolutely.
All is fallen silent.
But you know, you don't want to take too much time. He's going to drip under a minute, and then it's up to the Sinquefields.
Knight e3, hitting g2, hitting d1.
He's going underneath a minute. He spent almost a minute on this move.
He's calculating it.
And there it is.
He's going
Here
for
it
it.
comes.
He's going for it.
But how much
No,
would...
Knight b4.
And he's played knight to b4.
And immediately
Queen
queen
takes
takes
d6
d6 by Randy. Randy understood, and Gary
Naka just
looks
gave him a very, very disapproving
very
look.
happy. There, as White has won back his pawn, and has a great bishop in the position.
Right, before
The
we
knight
had
on-
compensation because
Right.
in the form of the fact that your bishop was garbage.
Exactly. Now that bishop is a monster. The knight on b4 is really out of the game.
And we also have a huge time deficiency here as well.
Rook f1
Where-
on tap for white. Rex realizing
19 seconds left for Rex Sinquefield, and he's made a move, queen to
Centralized
e4.
his queen.
Okay.
Big credit for that move. Very, very decent move.
But what about rook f1 now?
Yes, rook
Isn't
f1.
that game over?
Well, rook f1, rook f.
We do have rook f5.
And Levon suddenly quiet.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Well,
greatest trash talker in the
12
room.
seconds, 10 seconds left for Levon. He needs to play a move.
Ooh, f5, exposing his king even further.
That's a visceral distaste from you. Yeah.
A5, A5, A6.
A6.
Is-
I like pawns for a reason, guys.
But
and
it's a tricky
master.
Nakamura as black. Can he do something like knight to c2, bring his knight back?
Into the fray
Doesn't
with
look
knight
like it
E3.
because there's going to be bishop d3 all the time.
I tell you, A5 is
Oh.
just begging to be played. Somebody's taking too
25,
much time.
24, 23. Naka's got to build up some clock for his
Come
team.
on,
It's
Gary.
Gary. It's Gary who's in the tank. He's not even looking at the clock, it seems like.
What they're trying to do right now is just finish the game until Rachel and John come to the board.
Oh my gosh, but he's gone down to
But
9
why?
seconds.
So now knight c2, just bishop d3. That's Gary's
Right.
idea, I believe.
But
Keeping
why
that knight
did he
out of
spend
play.
15 seconds on that move?
Okay, I
Knight
like
c6,
this move.
stop it. No, A5, go. Play. Queen c7 check. You can't take the pawn on A5.
And now it's Sergei's move. It's 4 seconds left. Is he going to make a move in time?
Ooh, and he nearly lost it on time. And there goes A6. Look at that pawn run. Queen takes C5.
Uh-oh.
2 pawns to the good suddenly.
This is done.
The
Uh-oh,
match
6
has
seconds
never
left.
looked so good. The match has
And there
never
goes
looked
Rachel.
So good for
Trying
Team
to
Randy.
confuse Rachel. Let's see if he can do
A7.
it.
But John's only got
A7.
8 seconds left to make the move.
John, make a move.
Ooh, knight f5 is a good move.
Good move. Oh!
No! Oh, it's a Sinquefield.
Poetic harmony.
It's an illegal move. It's an illegal move.
Oh, it's
Oh my God.
move. Oh no.
Rex.
So Rex and Randy both joined the crowd. Oh my gosh.
Rex, and we've got Maurice with Rex, with both Sinquefields.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable, the trademark Sinquefield move that struck again. Randy, like father, like son, what happened?
Oh, he taught me that one when I was a kid. We've been working on it. We've been working on it for years. I finally perfected it at the precise moment. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Rex, you won a game. Now you don't have to be the only one who suffers in ignominy, if I said that right.
Ignominy. Ignominy.
Whatever.
Ugly stuff. Anyway, you know, the year I did that, a year or two ago, 3 grandmasters also did it that year. So they're following in my footsteps.
Well, congratulations. Team Rex did win this year. I think neither one of you probably feel too satisfied with how this came out.
I'm happy. My teammates are great. They're incredible.
Randy?
I'm just blown away with Rachel's play. And I think that was, our MVP. And so that was our biggest win, is having her on our team.
All right. The new discovery in Rachel Lee. We'll watch her future. Meantime, Team Rex, happy they got the victory. One more next year. Join us, as it's been a great event.
What
Thank you.
fantastic addition. What a
Hilarious
fantastic edition
finish.
of Ultimate Moves. Yes, poetic justice, because there was that
Isn't
year
it?
that Rex Sinquefield lost because of the pawn promotion. But you know what? In this particular case, with so little time on the clock, something crazy was going to happen to end the game. So it was
And
going to
it
be
did.
that or something else. Somebody was going to lose on time. This was not going to be a normal finish.
No, it's going to be a hilarious finish, and it was served to us beautifully well. Christian, your first time in Ultimate Moves, you can see why it's a party here in St. Louis.
That was so exciting, guys. Definitely a worthy finish to the Summer of Chess here at the St. Louis Chess Club. And congratulations, Team Rex. A win is a win, no matter how you do it. I remember 2 years ago, I think Topalov, Rex was mentioning 3 grandmasters did that. Topalov did it against Nakamura. So Nakamura did gain 2 very important victories with this illegal promotion. But very, very exciting stuff, and I'm very happy to call all the action here with you guys in the studio.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
This was just the ball, and you know, I've done 4 ultimate moves, Christian, and I got to tell you, that was the best chess of any of them that we've seen. We didn't see any outright
very
blunders.
Competitive match here.
We didn't really see any like rook hangs or
it was
queen hangs.
opening mistakes by Randy. Got his team into a lot of trouble to start the match, but they seemed to overcome it, and the games were getting better.
And the grandmaster still can't get enough, and it looks like
analyzing the final game, or maybe yes, I think they're analyzing the position
and looking
what
at
could have happened and should have happened.
Because it was another interesting game. That's the thing, real moves. And I thought John Urschel was going to flag for sure in that position. He played a good move there at the end to keep things a little interesting.
Yeah, that knight move. Yeah.
Phenomenal match here, as Christian said, to end the summer of chess. It's been so real, and it's not quite over because we are going to be having a congratulations closing ceremony for Levon Aronian, who has won the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Stay tuned to our channel. It's going to be starting in about just over an hour here at the chess capital of the U.S.
Yeah, and the ceremony is going to be fun.